I'm Nate Puderball with your sports update. While others struggled against 3 and 6 teams, Ohio State cruised to victory against UCLA last night, 48-10. Without Cardinal Tate and limited play from Jeremiah Smith, Julian Stanton went 23 of 31 for 184 yards and a touchdown. Big day for the running backs as Bo Jackson had 112 yards and a TD, and Isaiah West and James Fields added 3 more touchdowns. Lorenzo Styles ignited the shoe with a 100-yard kickoff for a touchdown. The versus Jordan Hall in 2010. Up next is Rutgers, now confirmed for a noon kick. Big day for Buckeye Hoops today. The men take on Notre Dame at the Shot at 12:30. Coverage begins on the Fan at 11:30. The women's team is on the road today. They take on number 1 UConn at noon. Catch them on the Fan too, 14:60 a.m. Coverage starts at 11:45. And in the NFL, the Bengals head out to Pittsburgh today at 1, and the Browns are in Baltimore at 4:25. Catch the action following Buckeye Hoops on the Fan. Ranking Sports News, what happens on the Fan? Ohio sports destination.
This is Hollywood Casinos On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Here are your hosts, Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas.
Welcome to On the Money. I am Dave Biddle, joined by Scotty Vegas. We have producer Nate Puderball at the controls. Scotty Vegas, how you doing this morning, my friend?
What an honor to get here in the early morning and celebrate another Buckeye win on the air with the people. I love it, Dave. I'm happy. I'm excited. This has been a fun weekend already, and it's a great day today, too. A lot of fun sports going on, including Ohio State hoops.
Yeah, Ohio State hosting Notre Dame today, 12:30. Buckeyes favored by 8.5. It was a little higher than I thought.
Yeah, I don't know a ton about Notre Dame, but looking through their scores of the teams that they've beaten, they've handled business early in the year. Ohio State has had some issues defensively a little bit, but have been putting up a crazy amount of points. So, yeah, this is an opportunity for Jake Diebler to kind of get things started in the right direction. And I mentioned this last hour during the call-in show, and I said, if you think back to last year, Ohio State had a big non-conference game at home against Pitt, where they were winning the entire game and lost late. And that game really ended up hurting them as far as the tournament run goes, because Pitt ended up being a good team, would have been a quality win, ended up hurting them, and Ohio State just missed out on the tournament this year. So, like, you're thinking about a November college basketball game, and you're like, all right, it's so early in the year. How much do you have to pay attention? Well, it can end up mattering months from now.
Yeah, for I say some of these like marquee college basketball games in November like really don't matter, but I'm talking about teams that you know for sure are going to make the tournament.
Yeah,
top 10 teams, when they make a big deal about it, it really doesn't matter. Both those teams are going to make the tournament if they're a top 10 team. But yeah, you're right. For a team like Ohio State, a team like Notre Dame, very much could be on the bubble. That's a great point. I almost forgot about that Pitt game because it looked like the Buckeyes had that wrapped up.
I wish I could forget about that Pitt game.
I believe you were sitting courtside for that one.
And that shot was literally they hit a game-winning shot in overtime. That shot was literally about 8 feet from me. And
that's why I remember you said, because I think you said, I thought about tripping him. No, I don't think you actually said that. Friends out there, we're going to be with you for actually 2.5 hours today, not just 2 hours. We're going to be with you till 11:30, and we found that out about the same time you just found out.
Yeah.
No, we did find out this morning, but Nate was at least, on the ball there.
I found out 5 minutes before the previous show.
Hey,
Nate was on the money.
And that's when Scotty found out, and then Scotty texted me. He's like, hey, by the way, we're going till 11:30 today, so the party goes a little longer today. All right, Ohio State football. We're going to talk a ton of Ohio State football on the show and college football in general. We're also going to have Noah Kirk, the director of the awesome sports book at Hollywood Casino Columbus, on the show. We're going to do a little this or that. We got a lot going on, but let's start with Ohio State 48. UCLA 10. That was one of those spreads. It's like 31.5. Like, that's pretty big. That was when Nico was playing. Then it went to 34.5 when we learned he was not playing. And we were thinking, just 3 points? He's not worth like more than that with a kid that's never played before. And then it actually dropped to 33.5. Did you notice this at kickoff? So it actually came back down to 33.5. Ohio State covered that massive spread.
Yeah, and one of the discussions that we had yesterday was there was surprise, first off, that Nico wasn't playing, but then the second surprise was that it didn't affect the spread a huge amount, right? I think it ended up going up a total of 2 points ultimately from when he was announced to being out to kickoff time, so it ended up going up 2 points. And we kind of talked about why is that? Why does that factor in? And I thought a couple things. One, if you think about it, a quarterback generally, an elite quarterback is worth about a touchdown to the spread. And so if you're thinking like Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, if they're not playing in that game, it generally moves the spread about 7. Nico's not an elite quarterback.
He is not. No.
He is definitely not an elite quarterback. We've seen that throughout this year. And I thought that maybe Nico in there, you might have had the tendency for UCLA to be throwing it more chance of a mistake, more sacks, more something like that. So I wasn't shocked by the spread not moving a ton, but OSU ends up covering anyway.
They did, and I want to get your thoughts on this because, the biggest thing I took away from that game, other than Ohio State continues to look like the best team in the nation, is I am a little bit concerned about the injuries. Saying they're mounting up is a little, I think that's an exaggeration because they've been so unbelievably healthy for a football team. Like, they've had guys banged up, but it's just like, my gosh, they were like into week 9, and it was like, hardly anybody was on the availability report, but now they're starting to get banged up, and hopefully Julian's okay. But that was a gasp moment when you're thinking, oh, geez, like, hopefully that's nothing. Because a lot of times guys will, like, limp off, and you're thinking, okay, they're okay. Then you find out later, oh, no, it's actually more serious. Doesn't sound like that's the case with Julian, so that's great news. But obviously Carnell Tate missed his second game in a row. I don't know what's going on with Carnell. A lot of people have asked me. I do not know. Jeremiah is definitely gimpy. That's a concern. Especially with Michigan 13 days away now. A lot of guys are banged up. Padilla missed his second straight game. So, and they got some guys back as well, like Tywone Malone and some other guys that missed the previous game, Phillip Daniels as well. So my concern level 1 through 10, I'm not sounding alarms. I'm not a 10. I'm not blowing it off. I'm not a 1. I'm like right in the middle there. I'm like a 5. My concern level is a 5. Where are you at?
Yeah, I was okay until I saw the videos of Jeremiah walking off the field. That's when I went from about a 2 to a 7
Okay,
as far as concerned. Look, this week doesn't matter, right? You can play without Tate and Jeremiah Smith, and heck, you can maybe even play without Julian Sand and win against Rutgers easily. I really believe that. But it is a little concerning. And what did we say before the Purdue game? We looked at these 3 games. We looked at Purdue, UCLA, and Rutgers, and we said the one thing that is the most important over these 3 games is no significant injuries. And while we don't think there are any significant injuries, getting banged up is a little worrisome. It does make me think that this Rutgers game, they're going to be ultra cautious. Maybe kind of thinking, okay, do you need Jeremiah Smith out there?
No.
Do you need Julian for the second half of that game? Maybe think even more about that.
I don't want to see Jeremiah Smith. This is like the only time I'll hopefully ever say this about Jeremiah Smith in an Ohio State uniform. I do not want to see Jeremiah Smith play next week.
Yeah.
Typically, I
right?
love watching him play. But yeah, I mean, get him ready because Jeremiah is such a physical freak and works out like crazy I don't know how much he works out during the season. I'm sure he still works out a lot, but like he's young. I think he just turned 19 because I remember last year he began the season, he was still 17 years old, which is crazy. He looks like an NFL veteran receiver, and he just turned 19. My point is, like, he's young, he's in great shape. If you just give him these 13 days to rest up, in theory, he should be good to go. I'm sure he'd play regardless against Michigan in 13 days, but hopefully they can get him rested up, and Carnell and everybody else that's banged up, get Padilla back. But yeah, they've gone from this happens in November, but it was like, this is why I tried not to say anything about it. I didn't want to jinx anything while this was going on, but it was amazing how healthy they were, and that started to change a little bit. All right, let's look around. We're going to talk a lot more Ohio State football as well. Another great day in college football. How about Texas A&M left for the dead, down 30-3 at home against a bad South Carolina team. They win the game 31-30. What a comeback. 27 unanswered by A&M to stay undefeated. Then you had Oklahoma upsetting Bama 23-21 in Tuscaloosa. And then, earlier in the day, you had Michigan. Hats off to them. It's tough to go to Wrigley and beat a very average Northwestern team. No, I kid our Michigan friends, but they had a last-second field goal to beat Northwestern at Wrigley. Another great day in college. I'm leaving some games out. Georgia made Texas look bad.
Yep.
Texas is not good. They should not have been ranked 10th.
What are you talking about? 3-loss Texas is still a playoff team. Haven't you been hearing this?
I know. And I was hoping that this, Texas was, actually kind of rounding into form because it would help Ohio State as their marquee win, right? And, Texas is who we thought they were. But another great day in college football, Scotty.
It was so good. And, we're watching that noon game. We're down on campus watching it. And it was just incredible because A&M in that first half looked about as bad as any team that I've seen in a long time, right? Like it was 30-3. And guess what? It could have been worse because South Carolina was like dropping interceptions. And it was like, it was crazy how awful A&M and Reed looked in that first half. They were dropping, A&M was dropping like the easiest catches. They were throwing these balls that were so terrible. Like it was just all around awful. And then you come out and they have an incredible third quarter, right? They come out and they're up and down the field. They almost made up the entire 27-point deficit just in the third quarter. But then they had a stupid mistake near the end where they tried to do a little pass play that was backwards, and South Carolina got the ball and actually had the chance, was driving with a chance to win the game. So that was wild. And then nearly the same time, we're watching Michigan, who has 5 turnovers in the game, need that last second field goal to beat Northwestern. But despite that, everybody's like, oh gosh, Michigan's struggling. It doesn't change how I feel about the game in 13 days one bit.
Right. Like if he would have missed the field goal, it doesn't like, oh, now Ohio State's going to go up there and just smoke it. I know, right?
Yes.
Because last year, I mean, what's the look-ahead lines, like 11.5 or something like that? Ohio State. What was Ohio State favored last year? By 21 at home. So and Michigan's not a great team this year. They're a better team than last year. Last year's team came in, what were they? 5-5, 6-5, right? Was that right? Were they 6-5, Michigan? And they were a 21-point underdog. And they won that game. So you're right. It's a little PTSD. Yeah. We have to think more of like not just the last 4 games and more of just this century overall. That'll make me feel better because the Buckeyes have both a 8-game winning streak over Michigan this century. Then they had the Luke Fickell year. And then they went on a 7-game winning streak. No, it was 8 games because it was all 7 of Urban. That was the 8-game winning streak. Tressel's was 7 games. And then I'm counting 2010. Then it was Luke. And then 8-game winning streak, 7 for Urban, and then Day's first year. So I choose to think about those 15 games. But you're right, man. Michigan can run the ball. Now, but did you see Jordan Marshall got hurt, though?
I did.
Jeez. I don't know about Justice Haynes. I know he had surgery. Some Michigan people are somewhat optimistic he's going to come back. But even if he does, how effective is he going to be coming off of I believe a broken foot or a broken ankle, having surgery, and not that long ago?
I'm assuming he's playing. I'm assuming everybody's going to be healthy.
Assume it's going to be terrible weather. Assume he's playing. Assume Jordan Marshall's going to be back. But they're pretty. And they've been banged up.
I assume
Michigan.
they're going to get all the calls. I'm just assuming the worst.
Jaden Fielding's turned into a great field goal kicker this year. Assume he's going to miss every kick.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Just like he did last year. Oh, sorry, Jaden. We love you now, Jaden. All right. How are the Heisman odds looking after yesterday's games? That's up next. This is On the Money.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Timmy Hall and AI Common Man again for Hollywood Casino Columbus.
We've got game day watch parties every Saturday, plus your chance to earn big bucks. Mikey Likey.
I like it. You can earn tier points by playing all throughout November, and on Black Friday, you can win up to $100,000.
And you good, clean boys and girls can drop off a non-perishable food item every Tuesday and win up to $5,000 in Penn slot play.
Become a new member of our rewards program on the Penn Play app and get a $20 dining credit. Doggies. Must be 21 and over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Active military or veteran planning your next career move? Columbus State's IT programs prepare you for a high-tech career in Columbus's fastest growing fields. Our veteran services team will help you maximize your benefits and connect to a supportive campus community. Apply at cscc.edu/IT.
When you're building a single-family house, multi-unit house, townhouse, penthouse, row house, or tiny house, lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. The Columbus builders who are building Columbus do. They know they can rent the right equipment at the right price right now, thanks to the largest rental fleet and most rental locations in Columbus. All powered by people for equipment know-how, support, transport, and training. So no matter what you've got going in or going up, lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. Learn more at sunbeltrentals.com.
Save big money when you insulate your home with Knauf fiberglass insulation from Menards. From cut-to-length rolls to pre-cut bats and blown-in insulation, Menards has everything you need to add comfort and energy savings to your home. Plus, you can save even more with federal tax credits on qualifying energy-efficient upgrades ending soon. Check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards. Chronic pain can make life feel impossible, but at QC Kinetics, there's a breakthrough that's giving people real hope. Stem wave therapy.
It has fundamentally changed the way I look at cases after 30 years in practice. So when we talk about regenerative medicine, we're talking about these types of devices.
That's Dr. Tony DeCesaro, one of the nation's authorities on stem wave therapy.
Been around for about 30 years in Europe. Now it's really taken a real foothold. People are tired of just using pills that really cover everything up and they don't really heal.
This device is both diagnostic and therapeutic, helping the medical team at QC Kinetics find the problem and trigger your body's natural healing response.
It's about giving hope, right? That there are options.
QC Kinetics. Harness the power of stem wave and get relief now. Your first treatment is only $49. Call for your consultation here in Columbus, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544.
Ugh, gross. Can I come over to your house one time and you not have your husband prancing around in its tidy whities?
Well, I can't do laundry because our septic line is clogged.
Call Dormar. They do same-day plumbing repair.
Dormar, you're kind of cute. They're trained. They're prepared.
Let's do it. They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
It's Black Friday all month long with low lease payments on every model, starting at $99 a month for a 2026 Elantra. Plus, get owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. At Great Lakes Hyundai, these savings are so good. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.95 down plus access fees, first month payment, 10K miles per year, ends 12/1.
Taking out the trash. Hey, Columbus, this is Zach Bourne. And Jacoby Bourne. When it comes to waste service, you want a team that knows how to deliver under pressure, just like Saturdays in the fall.
At Bourne Brothers Waste Services, our team is built on toughness, teamwork, and consistent execution.
We're the most reliable and customer service-focused waste company in Central Ohio.
Whether it is recycling, trash, construction waste, roll-off containers, front loads, or compactors, we have it handled.
Call now or visit bournebrothers.com and let us tackle your waste needs. Taking out the trash.
Hey friends, Beamer here, and I'm a big believer in saying thank you when something actually works. So thank you, Awaken 180. And they're actually saying thank you back right here in Ohio with $500 off every new program through Thanksgiving. I started around this time last year, dropped 65 pounds for the holidays, and 15 more in free maintenance. Awaken 180 works, and now's the time to do it with $500 off. Thank your new self when you're 30 or 80 pounds lighter with the medication-free solution for weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're looking at plenty of sunshine here for today, but temperatures only warming up into the upper 40s to right around 50 here this afternoon. It also will be fairly breezy with winds out of the northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Heading into tonight, clear skies and chilly conditions with lows into the upper 20s, but also looking at more sunshine here tomorrow. Back into the upper 40s here for your Monday afternoon. That's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. D. Biddle places over-unders on how many traffic lights he hits coming into the studio. This is On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
We're going to talk Heisman Trophy odds here in just a minute, including a leading candidate going into yesterday who is completely eliminated. Went from basically 5-1 to now 150 to 1. We'll get to that in just a second. But I wanted to bring up, Dave, just how good Ohio State was on the ground yesterday and how ridiculously deep this running back room is. Bo Jackson, 112 yards with a touchdown on just 15 carries. Second 100-yard game in his last 3 games. Looked awesome yesterday. And then who else looked great? Isaiah West, right? 8 carries, 61 yards and a touchdown. And then, oh, by the way, we kind of forgot about this guy for a little bit. James Peoples had an incredible game, and including an amazing touchdown run. He goes 6 carries for 42 yards. Remember, it was just about 2 or 3 weeks ago. The nitpicking was, yeah, Ohio State's really good, but man, they just can't run the ball. They ran the ball okay yesterday against UCLA, and then, of course, the defense stepping up again as well, holding UCLA on the ground to only 68 yards on 25 carries. That's less than 3 yards a carry. And Ohio State, Dave, has held opponents to fewer than 100 yards in all 9 games this season. Pretty awesome on the ground. After nitpicking it a little bit a couple weeks ago. All right, let's get into those Heisman Trophy odds. We, of course, do our betting at Hollywood Casino Columbus. And here are your updated betting odds. So Fernando Mendoza, now the leader, and he's even less than even money now. He is minus 125. He's your Heisman favorite. Then you have Julian Sayin at plus 225. Marcel Reed held on after A&M won yesterday in that big comeback. He moves to plus 550. And the guy who has exited the race is, of course, Ty Simpson, who literally went from 5 to 1. And Dave, now you can find him at 150 to 1 in the betting odds. Let's talk Heisman.
Yeah, the fourth lowest odds would be Diego Pavia at 20 to 1. So it is clearly a 3-horse race at this point, and really it feels like a 2-horse race.
Yep.
And if you're a Buckeye fan out there, because I kind of feel this way, you're frustrated, like, come on. Mendoza got credit in that Penn State game for playing poorly and then finally playing really well at that last drive. It's like Sayin absolutely just tore up that Penn State defense and, didn't get the benefit of the Heisman moment. But then yesterday, definitely, Sayin was a little bit off. He didn't have his top 2 receivers for most of the game, didn't have Carnell Tate at all, obviously. But here's what I would say to Buckeye fans if you're frustrated that all of a sudden Sayin is now much more of a underdog, I guess, compared to Mendoza. It's going to work itself out. It's going to work itself out. If Ohio State takes care of business these next 3 weeks, and it'll be easy to take care of business next week. If they then take care of business in Ann Arbor, if they win the Big Ten championship game against Mendoza and Indiana, I can't imagine at that point Sayin would not be the Heisman favorite and win the award. So I do think Sayin's going to win it, and I think it's going to take care of itself. But Marcel Reed's still in it. As you said, I was looking at a different one that has them 5 to 1, but you said 5.5 to 1, basically the same thing. 3-horse race, Scotty.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. You and I have been talking about this for probably 4 weeks now, where we're like, it's going to come down to Indy. No matter what, you're going to see the ebbs and flows. Mendoza, it looked like he was going to be out of it, and then he ends up with that incredible drive against Indiana, and then he's kind of right there neck and neck with Julian Sayin. It will be interesting to see how much we'll see Julian Sayin play in that Rutgers game. And, that's going to factor in, and how much Mendoza plays. Indiana's got a couple cupcake games, but it really, truly will be determined in Indianapolis. I 100% believe that. Everybody's going to be watching that game, and most likely the number 1 seed is on the line in that game, and I think the Heisman Trophy is on the line in that game. So you're getting the plus 225 right now on Julian Sayin. There's still value. I will say, I went into yesterday's game. Once I found out that Tate was out, I kind of was thinking, all right, that just means more for Jeremiah. So I did a little sprinkle on Jeremiah Smith at 30 to 1. But now with him banged up, and I just don't see him getting back in the race. Something absolutely insane would have to happen for Jeremiah Smith in that Michigan game and then in Indy as well. But then guess what? It's also going to be ridiculously good numbers for Julian Sayin.
That's what I was saying. You have to hope that quote unquote, that Lincoln Kienholz was playing quarterback. That's the only way JJ could win the Heisman. Yeah, you're right. It'd be one thing if the odds were close like they used to be. Going into that Wisconsin game, I think they were still tied at 14 to 1.
Yes, they were.
Then by halftime that changed.
Right.
But yeah, if they were close right now, it'd be one thing. But Julian's got such a lead over JJ that any stat that goes to JJ is going to go to Julian in theory. So,
but even with Julian, as the favorite, right? You still see when Jeremiah Smith went off the field, it's a different team. Like, it's a different offense because all of the attention goes to Jeremiah Smith. So it's almost like if you were basing your Heisman vote, and I know so much of it is stats, but if you were just basing it off of the most valuable player and best player in the country, I think you would still consider Jeremiah Smith. Like, I really do.
Like, if there's like a player rating, like in Madden, I'm not a big, like,
exactly.
I used to love playing Madden. I haven't played it in years. I'm sure I would still love it. But yeah, if there was like a player rating, he would have the high, and I think that he actually does in the actual game. I'm just talking about like in real life. Yeah, he'd be like 100.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Downs would probably be a 99.
Yeah. Yeah.
So would Arvell Reese. I think Arvell Reese, I've seen now mock drafts that have Arvell Reese going number 1 overall. And not just people that are just like throwing stuff up, people that are really good. Like, I think Dane Brugler from The Athletic might be the best. If not, he's one of the best. He does a great job. He does a 7-round mock every year, and it's incredible like how like accurate he is. And he has Arvell Reese in his most recent mock going number 1 overall. He has Caleb going 5th overall, which would be the highest safety has gone in a long time. Jamal Adams was the last time a safety even went in the top 10. And I believe that was either 2016 or 2017. Jamal Adams went to the Jets out of LSU. He's got Carnell Tate going 10th. And he's got a couple other Buckeyes in there as well with K-Mac. K-Mac is just, I'd love him. You get a big nose guard in there that can move a little bit. He can do a little bit of everything. He destroys double teams. There was one time they put that big guy on him. That 64 for UCLA is going to have a bad day in the film room. There was one play where K-Mac this guy is a big dude, 64. K-Mac just throws him back and then just like drills the running back. I was like, geez, that was a play. And he's not just like a big, they list him at 330. K-Mac's got to be 350, but he moves so quickly. That's just, he just is, and you got Kenyatta Jackson playing well. So good to see that out of the Buckeyes yesterday.
One other piece of news that happened really late last night is they did announce a start time for Ohio State and Rutgers, and it will be a big noon kickoff. So it will be a noon game here at the Shoe on Saturday. And, you're looking at next week's games a little bit. And in the Big Ten, a big one is USC and Oregon.
Yes.
That's going to be an enormous game. That's going to be your 3:30 game next week. And that, to me, USC, last week we did our playoff predictions, and I put USC as a playoff team because I thought that they would beat Oregon and then beat and also take care of Iowa. They got through that first part barely, but they did beat Iowa. Now they have to beat Oregon. And that's really the only route, in my opinion, other than Michigan upsetting Ohio State, which we don't even want to talk about. That's the only way that I think the Big Ten finds 4 teams into the playoff is if USC were to upset Oregon next week.
Definitely. USC at 10-2 would be an absolute lock. And you're right. Now they've put themselves in a position where it's basically like if they win next week, and it's going to be tough. They're not just playing Oregon. They're playing them at Oregon. We know that's a tough place to play. And then they play UCLA, this hapless UCLA team. You got to think they're going to take, you never know in a rivalry game, crosstown rivalry, but like USC's put themselves in a really, really, really good spot. Let me ask you this. So I said 10-2 UCLA or USC's definitely in. What about 10-2 Oregon?
Boy,
no quality wins.
They don't have really any quality wins. You're right. I'm looking at their non-conference was Montana State, Oklahoma State, who's horrendous, and Oregon State, who sucks.
I still think they would get in.
It'd be tough.
Barely.
It'd be very tough.
I mean, I know it depends on what happens elsewhere, but with other teams. But I'm just saying, if we're guessing right now,
Oregon would be their only win.
USC,
or, Iowa would be.
Iowa. Well, and the committee has been trying to keep Iowa in that top 25. Might be tough now, though. Every time they lose, it's 5 points or less. I would bet that a 10-2 Oregon would make it. But, man, they would be on the bubble.
I can't wait to find out the spread of that game. Next segment, Nate is going to read off all the major games, and we are going to guess at the spread.
Quote major.
We did pretty good last week. We said that Michigan Northwestern line seemed a little too high. We were pretty close. We're going to guess at those spreads in 2 minutes on the money.
Timmy Hall and AI Common Man again for Hollywood Casino Columbus.
We've got game day watch parties every Saturday, plus your chance to earn big bucks. Mikey Likey.
I like it. You can earn tier points by playing all throughout November, and on Black Friday, you can win up to $100,000.
And you good, clean boys and girls can drop off a non-perishable food item every Tuesday and win up to $5,000 in Penn slot play.
Become a new member of our rewards program on the Penn Play app and get a $20 dining credit. Doggies. Must be 21 and over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Thanksgiving is about family, gratitude, and connection, not spending hours in the kitchen. This year, let Bob Evans make the meal so you can make the memories. Bob Evans Farmhouse Feasts have everything you need, from slow-roasted turkey and hickory smoked ham to all the classic sides and pies you love. Each feast comes packed cold, ready to heat, serve, and enjoy together at home. Perfect for gatherings of any size. Order yours today for delivery or curbside pickup at bobevans.com, because Thanksgiving is better together. From Bob Evans.
During this 10-second promo, Rothman will lose money gambling on something.
People like you come here and blow the family nest egg that built this town.
Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Scotty Vegas places so many bets, he can't even remember which teams he's rooting for. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
All right, we like to guess point spreads we haven't seen yet, and sometimes we're good at it.
Find some value.
Most of the time we're bad at it. Nate, take it away.
All right, next week is a gross weekend of football, but we're going to do the best we can. The second biggest game of next weekend, and no, I'm not kidding, Pitt is at Georgia Tech.
Oh, geez.
Pitt let me down yesterday, man. I was thinking they're going to cover the spread. Narduzzi was just, playing possum a little bit. And he almost got his wish. Early on, I was thinking, maybe it will be 110-3. Man, Pitt, Notre Dame, you were right. You said it last week. You said, hey, Notre Dame, I know they lost their first 2 games, but they look really good. I still thought Pitt was going to cover that 12.5-point spread, but Notre Dame just smoked them. All right, let's get down to brass tacks here. My delay strategy. What do you think?
Georgia Tech, by the way, I don't know how many people were paying attention to this, but they needed a last-minute field goal to beat a 1-9 Boston College team. So that's how bad the ACC actually is.
Yes.
Pitt not looking good. I'm somewhere in that 4 range with Georgia Tech. Is that about where you are?
And it's in Atlanta?
It is.
Yeah.
It's a home game for Georgia Tech. Maybe a smidge higher. Maybe we go 5. That way we get the 3 and the 7.
Let's do that.
All right. Let's go 5.
3.5.
Okay.
Nice work, Scotty.
All right.
BYU is at Cincinnati.
Cincinnati coming off a tough loss yesterday at home against Arizona.
It's at Cincinnati, though, right?
Yeah.
At Cincinnati.
Yesterday was at Cincinnati, too. Arizona came in there as underdogs and won outright. Cincinnati's been pretty good, even though they lost yesterday at home when they were favored. They've been pretty good this year. They were ranked. I mean, they're still currently ranked. They won't be, obviously, this coming week when the committee comes up. The committee had them 25th. That's got to be close to a pick 'em.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't even know who's favored.
You want to just go pick 'em?
Well, let's go with, because Cincinnati's at home. Oh, man, but they just lost at home. You're right. Maybe we go BYU by 1.
Okay.
All right. BYU 1. Oh,
BYU 2.5.
Nice job, Scotty.
All right. Here we go.
You saved because I would have went even money. And we have to get by 2 or 2.5?
2.
Okay, so I would have lost. Nice job, Scotty.
This is the best game in the SEC next week, and I'm not kidding. Mizzou is at Oklahoma.
Because most SEC teams are playing like Division III schools.
Yeah.
That's not really Division III. They're playing a bunch of FCS schools. FCS. We should just call it 1AA. Okay. Say that again. So it's Missouri and
Mizzou is at Oklahoma.
Okay, so Oklahoma coming off a huge win yesterday. But what a great win for them.
Yeah.
In Tuscaloosa. Woo.
My initial thought was this is somewhere between 7 and 10.
And Missouri's without their quarterback. Now, I know they've played
They played a couple now.
They played
without
now, yeah. So at least this kid has some experience. But they lost the kid that transferred from Penn State, Bo Prabula.
I like going 8 because we would get the 10 and the 6. So I'm kind of in the Oklahoma -8.
Okay, I was thinking right around there. I was thinking a little high. I was thinking like 8.5 or 9. But
Okay.
What do you want to go with?
Oh,
8.5.
Yes. Oh man. Hey.
I like how Nate didn't let us try to talk ourselves out of it.
That was good.
Thanks. You're a good guy, Nate.
Here's the problem: we're not finding a lot of value. Because we like to kind of be off on the line a little bit because then, we feel like there's
I've
value.
got one coming up you're going to be off on.
Okay.
Okay.
The challenge is on.
All right, running through the Big Ten list. Washington is at USC or at UCLA.
Washington just lost their quarterback.
And
See that? Damon Williams? That quarterback. I mean, not that he was tearing it up, but he was good.
Gosh.
He was dangerous.
I got to be honest, this is one I have no clue where this one would be. Washington would be favored, but jeez.
Maybe not by as much as we think because
5.
the quarterback, and there's going to be at least 20,000 people in the Rose Bowl watching that game, right?
Yeah, it's probably high. It's probably higher than 5, but I would say around 5.
Okay.
As of right now, -10.5.
Yeah. Well, and that really depends on the quarterback situation, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think I talked to you too far down. I should have mentioned the quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, both quarterback situations, really.
Mm-hmm.
That was weird. We talked about that on the tailgate show yesterday, the fan tailgate show, and we all had the same conclusion. Like, you came on during your segment talking mostly about betting, but we also talked about they wouldn't put Nico, because we were like, he probably didn't make the trip, right? We found out later, obviously, he made the trip. They showed him many times on the sideline.
Why would you make the trip if you've got a concussion?
Thank you. And Paul Keels, who plays it down the middle, better than anybody. He does not try to play favorites. He obviously wants the Buckeyes to do well. He said he rewatched the UCLA-Nebraska game from the previous week to see maybe what happened. And he didn't notice Nico took any shots to the head, including when he would fall down. There wasn't like he hit his head on the turf. There was nothing. And he didn't leave the game. It was afterwards, apparently not right after the game, like the next day, which can happen. And if that did happen and he's ruled out, why would you put him on a plane all the way to Columbus and then back? And then he's sitting there in the bright lights. If you had a concussion, you would just stay at home, right?
Yeah, this reeks of an opt-out.
I have been saying, you guys know, Urban, when he used to
He did not want his head cracked open again this year.
Yes.
Load management.
You guys remember Urban's phrase for bad advisors, people that are he's not talking about parents, but people that are maybe close to the kid. He would call them third uncles. So you got a lot of third uncles calling, worried about playing time, third uncles. And if now Urban would be talking about NIL for sure. And I've been saying, listen, Nico actually seems like a good kid. When you see him get interviewed, he actually seems like a good kid. He's tough. We know he's tough because helmet cracked open twice and kept coming back, ran hard in that playoff game. But he keeps getting bad advice from his third uncles, right? He was at Tennessee making good money. They saw what Carson Beck was making at Miami. I'm sure those things were related. When it came out, Carson Beck was making $4 million. Nico's people said, price just went up. Okay, well, it didn't work out for you. You should have just stayed at Tennessee. So what did he do? He took a pay cut to go to UCLA, a pay cut. Now, this is kind of a joke because I don't know if this is what really happened, but I think finally Nico's third uncles are giving him good advice. If they told him, hey, dude, say you have a concussion because this Ohio State defense, they will crack your helmet open again multiple times. I actually think that that's what happened. I think his advisors actually told him, maybe sit this one. This defense is number 1 in the country.
I don't think it's a bad decision. Right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The third uncles are coming through.
Third uncles came through.
The third
Maybe
uncles
these
are
were the
coming
second
through.
uncles.
The second uncles?
Or the fourth uncles. The third uncles were fired after the transfer.
They're going all the way down to the fourth uncles now.
All right, back to the numbers. Illinois is at Wisconsin.
Boy, you are really pulling out some stinky games.
I was doing all the Big Ten games here.
We're talking about some of the stinkiest games. Illinois at Wisconsin.
I might or might not need Illinois to win these last 2 games, and they'll be favored in both to win my over-under bet on Illinois. Okay, I had them at 8.5.
Well, they should win this one, and they should be favored
against Northwestern. They're playing, yeah.
I'm thinking somewhere in that. I would go almost the 8 so that we get the 7 and 10 again.
Yeah, Wisconsin's been playing somewhat better, but they're still so limited. Now they're down to their 4th string quarterback, a true freshman. I mean, he did start yesterday. What were you thinking?
8, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, maybe a tick higher. You want to go 8.5?
Let's do it. 8.5.
8.5.
Oh!
We would have got it regardless, but we'll take it.
See, we
like it when it's on the money.
We need some kind of drop when we hit it right on, and then we can just start dancing. All right, next one.
Sparty is at Iowa.
Oh gosh, you're right. This is
why?
This is a gross weekend of
Why
football.
are you even reading that game?
Okay, so Iowa. Typically, I'd be like Iowa 10-0, but Iowa actually has like a competent offense this year.
I want to say like 14.
Yeah, they're gonna you got to think they're gonna take it to them. They've got a lot of
let's go 2
anger
touchdowns.
to get out.
Oh, 15.5.
Oh, nice. Nice work.
All right. Do we have the Ohio State line?
We do.
Okay.
Oh, I've not seen it.
Let's
Have you?
really.
Okay.
I have not seen. I haven't seen any of these.
Okay, so Rutgers. Yeah, I haven't looked at anything. So
Rutgers at Ohio State.
You start to wonder
as our
who's
boy
going to
Beamer
play.
he calls them Rutger. I love it.
But we got to start to think who's going to play in this game. You know it's going to be a conservative. Don't get anyone hurt before Michigan. We've seen a lot of lines.
Games, yeah, like yesterday. It's probably not going to be as high as yesterday.
Yeah,
or even not as high as maybe when it was first came out. So but it's probably close to that. It's probably 28.
That was initially what I'm thinking. It might be a tick higher because I don't know if people. I think people are going to see that OSU just keeps covering a lot of these big spreads. I know there was a junk touchdown last week where they didn't cover. I think it might be around 30.
Do you want to go 29.5?
Yes.
29.5.
31.5.
Oh, look at you, the half point.
I've got 2 more just because we should get one good game in and one line I'm looking at puzzled.
Okay.
Good game. USC is at Oregon.
Ooh, okay.
There we go.
USC at Oregon. I like USC to pull the upset in this one.
Ooh.
But I do think that Oregon will be favored.
I think Oregon's going to win just because not just because, but it's so damn tough to play at Autzen.
I want to say maybe 5. Oregon by 5.
Oregon.
Thinking we could get the 3 and the 7 again. I'm always thinking of these like little
5.5
ways we can stay in that window.
You want to go 5.5?
Then we don't get 3. Okay, yeah. Well, let's go 5.5.
7.5.
Oh, look at you pulling that half out.
And last one, Nebraska is at Penn State.
Nebraska. You said that one is a good one?
No, I said this one I'm looking at curiously.
Oh, you think it's a weird line. Okay.
Penn State favored?
Yeah, Penn State will be favored.
Which is, if you look at the records, it's kind of, but Penn State won yesterday, though.
Maybe like 4?
Yeah, I was thinking like 3.5 or something. So
let's
go
3.5. You've been pulling these half pointers. 3.5. Oh.
Penn State is getting 10.5.
Wait, getting 10.5?
Is minus 10.5.
Oh, minus 10.5.
They're laying 10.5.
Okay.
They're laying 10.5.
Wow.
You're right.
That's I'm looking at one real side-eye.
Are they like thinking that Nebraska might not make the trip? I don't understand. It's going to be closer than that. I agree Penn State should be favored. Obviously,
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
They've been
decent lately.
Yeah, and they still had the talent. They obviously had that drop off after they lost to Oregon. And
well, I guess
Franklin got fired. And then they've actually been pretty solid since then. Not against Ohio State, but they put up a fight for a half against Ohio State, though. That's surprising, even though it's in Happy Valley. I mean, Nebraska, what's Nebraska's record? Aren't they like 7-3? Something like that. That's hilarious.
I was looking at
they're
right.
down to their backup quarterback, like Rayola's out for the year, so I'm sure that plays into it a little bit.
The one thing that does stink, like we're in late November once we get to next Saturday, and the schedule really is disappointing as far as a whole country schedule. And I know SEC plays their little SEC versus Scrubs challenge, and they win it, and they declare that they're
Alabama's
amazing.
getting into the playoffs by default because their last 2 weeks are awful. Same with Ole Miss.
Yeah,
the SEC they're impressive. You have had the Big Ten ACC challenge in basketball, the SEC versus the FCS challenge. The SEC is almost unbeatable there.
They dominate. They'll drop a 1. They'll drop a 1 or 2, but.
Not really. All right, I want to talk some more Ohio State basketball. Big game today, 12:30, hosting Notre Dame. What's the point spread on that? We'll tell you next on The Money.
We used to have a billboard with our host's face on it, but only ugly people work here now.
You mama say you ugly, hey!
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're over 50, it's likely that you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
It's Black Friday all month long with low lease payments on every model, starting at $99 a month for a 2026 Elantra. Plus, get owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. At Great Lakes Hyundai, these savings are so good. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.95 down plus access fees, first month payment, and 10 miles per year, ends 12/1.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar. The better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
At Baths R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement, and that starts with the team who brings your vision to life. Our installers aren't just skilled, they're experts.
This is who we are. This is what we do all day, every day.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Picture it, your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps. This season at Kroger, make the moments that matter possible with quality that's affordable in every aisle. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. We're deep into fall now. If you've been putting off these home improvement projects, this is your reminder. The cold weather is on the way. And one of the smartest upgrades you can make is replacing those old drafty windows before winter hits. And right now, when you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free with no limits. You'll also get 36 months of 0% financing with equal monthly payments, same as cash, and $500 bonus off your project. Give them a call, 614-502-5220, universalwindowsdirect.com.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast-track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Chronic pain can feel like it's never going to end. But at QC Kinetics here in Columbus, there is a new treatment providing rapid relief. It's called stem wave therapy.
It has fundamentally changed the way I look at cases after 30 years in practice. So when we talk about regenerative medicine, we're talking about these types of devices.
Dr. Tony DeCesaro, one of the nation's authorities on stem wave therapy.
So basically, it's a healing machine. They cause the body to help to heal by increasing blood flow.
This is more than treatment. It's hope.
So this device being a healing device, when I talk to my patients about it, I tell them it's diagnostic and therapeutic. We're going to find out today if it's right for you.
Right now, you can try your first treatment for just $49 and see if StemWave is the right option for you. Only $49, with many patients reporting relief within the next day.
It's about giving hope.
QC Kinetics. Harness the power of StemWave and get relief now. Call for your consultation here in Columbus. 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Forrest Gump says he and Jenny went together like peas and carrots. I got it. Hey. Well, the Buckeyes are the #1 team in the country, and the Fan is the #1 sports station in the country. Peas and carrots, baby. Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. And now back to a show featuring two dudes who have been kicked out of their homes by angry wives. This pretty much sums up every show we have here on The Fan. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
I've been making the case over the last week that the biggest contender for Ohio State, the biggest team that I think would be the biggest challenge to Ohio State winning the national championship is Notre Dame. That's been my take is Notre Dame with their running game, their defense, they're the most dangerous team for Ohio State in trying to win the national championship. I want them on the other side of the bracket. Well, we're going to see a different Notre Dame team here in Columbus today. The Ohio State Hoops team is taking on Notre Dame. And Notre Dame, Dave, is actually another high-scoring team, so I expect it to be a higher-scoring game. Their 3 games so far this year, they beat LIU 89-67. They beat Detroit 102-70. They beat Eastern Illinois 78-58. They got a great guard. Marcus Burton is a really good guard. Notre Dame's kind of in a situation similar to Ohio State, where over the last handful of years, they've been disappointing. They have not made the tournament in a while. But this is a team that many Notre Dame fans think can get their way back onto the bubble, maybe even be a tournament team. So it's kind of a similar situation to Ohio State, trying to regroup, trying to be a tournament team this year. And so this is a big non-conference game at home in the Shot. And I bring this up because last year, Ohio State had a big non-conference game at home against Pitt. They lost that game late, and it really hurt their chances to make the NCAA tournament. This today, Dave, is a big opportunity for Ohio State. They take on Notre Dame. Neither team has played anybody good yet, so it's hard to know a lot about these teams, but we do know there's great guard play. Notre Dame's Burton, Ohio State's Thornton. This should be a fun one.
No doubt about it, and it's a great point about Pitt last year. I mean, hopefully Ohio State's not going to be on the bubble to make the tournament. Hopefully, regardless of what happens today, they'll be in the tournament. But if they're on the bubble, this is going to be a big game. Because I'm looking at their non-conference schedule, Ohio State does play a few tough teams, but this will be one of their toughest non-conference games. The point spread's a little higher than I expected. Now, you did make it. I mean, as you said, both teams can score. And if Ohio State gets hot, look out. But 8.5 seemed high to me. I would have guessed if Nate was asking us, I hadn't seen this ahead of time, I would have said, Ohio State being at home, they'd probably be slightly favored on a neutral court. So I would have probably gone like 5.5. So it's not like that much different than what I thought. But 8.5 surprised me a little bit.
Well, and by the way, the total on the game is 156.5. So you're expecting a game probably in the 80s with that kind of total. Like you're looking at like a 80 to 74 type game as far as the projected spread goes. So it is interesting, but this is big. Like I hope the Shot, like I hope that everybody gets out to the Shot, gets it loud, gets it energized, because people, again, until football season's over, there's not a lot of attention to Ohio State hoops. But I love that Ohio State is playing this game at home. I love that you have this one. This is really the marquee non-conference home game, because you mentioned there's other big games on the schedule non-conference wise, but those are either on the road or they're neutral. So this is an opportunity to get out to the Shot for a big non-conference game.
No, I'm sure Buckeye, diehard fans and most Buckeye basketball fans knew that this game was happening today at 12:30. But I bet there's a Buckeye fan or two driving around town right now. They're like, oh, I didn't know the basketball team was hosting Notre Dame here just in a couple hours. Maybe I'll go over there and check it out. I guarantee you can get tickets for face value. There's no way it's sold out. You can just probably walk up to the ticket office, get face value tickets. So if you're driving around, like, that'd be fun. Maybe take the family, go by yourself, whatever it might be. 12:30, if you're out there, Buckeye fans, let's get, maybe not pack the Shot. I mean, that would be great.
Yeah.
Let's at least get as many as we can in there and get it loud in there for the Buckeyes today.
So let's talk a little bit about what we've seen through 3 games so far with Ohio State hoops. Obviously a team, and Jake talked about this in the preseason. He wants this team to get up and down the floor, and they absolutely are. They're scoring a ton of points.
Yes, they are.
And, you look at it, and you feel the confidence with the Ohio State backcourt. Bruce Thornton had that game where he scored 38 points. Ohio State struggled in the first half against App State, but came out in the second half and played really well. So it's still a wait-and-see situation. But after this game, Ohio State has a couple more of those cupcake-type games where they play Western Michigan and Mount St. Mary's. And then it really gets going with the schedule with Pitt, Northwestern, Illinois, West Virginia. So this is a big opportunity, I think, today.
Yeah, they're playing North Carolina. Yeah, this is an interesting schedule. It's a typical Ohio State schedule. They never play like complete cupcakes, but they never load it up like Tom Izzo style.
Yeah.
Izzo always cracks me up, man. He plays as hard of a schedule as he possibly can, so credit to him for that. But yeah, you look at it, obviously Notre Dame today, at Pitt, and then they have they get into that 2-game Big Ten play before they do more non-conference games at Northwestern, Illinois at home, and then West Virginia, North Carolina. Both of those are neutral site games. And that is it. With such a big conference, that's it. They do play Grambling as well. But really, it's West Virginia, North Carolina, Pitt, and Notre Dame.
It's funny bringing up the team stats right now, Dave, because through these first 3 games, they were just so high-scoring games. You see, like, the player averages. Bruce Thornton averaging 26 a game. John Mobley averaging 17 a game. Tilly, 16 a game. Devin Royal, 14 a game. It's ridiculous looking at the numbers, but, they've had very, very high-scoring games, including that game where they scored 118.
It's like a baseball team, like, early in the MLB season when they have that big first week or two, you go to a game, you're like, geez, they got guys hitting, like, 500 in their lineup. Like, yeah, baby, he's on pace for 300 home runs this year. Yeah, they're 162 game marathon. But yeah, you're right. I mean, the stats look good, and we'll see. The defense, I'm going to be surprised if they're ever anything more than, and I would take this as good of an offensive team as they are. I don't think they're going to be any better than average defensively, and I'm concerned they're going to be below average defensively.
What gives me confidence this year that they'll be better than last year is the front court play. I think Brandon Knoll and I think Christoph Tilly are a humongous upgrade to what Ohio State had last year. That's why I have confidence in this team.
No doubt. Tilly was a really good get in the portal. And I like Gabe Cupps as well. Like he's not a difference maker like Tilly, but as a backup point guard.
Yeah.
I mean, who else would be playing backup point guard right now? You know what I mean?
It'd be a struggle. Yeah.
Somebody would be playing, out of position. All right, first hour of the show is in the book. Stick around for the second hour and a half. This is On the Money.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Hey, sports cards fans. I'm Jeff with my buddy Adam, and we run Huggy Kissy Bear breaks on the Whatnot app. What's a card break? Simple. We open boxes of cards live, you pick your team, and we send you all the hits. With over 2,300 5-star reviews, we're all about you. New to card breaks? No sweat. We've got you covered with a sweet welcome package from us. Download the Whatnot app and follow us on Instagram and TikTok to view all of our past Sugar Bear hits. Huggy Kissy Bear breaks, where collectors win big.
When you're building a nursery school, elementary school, charter school, high school, vocational school, or jiu-jitsu school, lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. With the largest rental fleet and most rental locations in Columbus, you can count on us to get you the right equipment at the right price right now. No matter what you got going in or going up. All powered by people. For equipment know-how, support, transport, and training. No wonder the Columbus builders who are building Columbus lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. Learn more at sunbeltrentals.com.
Taking out the trash. Hey, Columbus, this is Zach Bourne. And Jacoby Bourne. When it comes to waste service, you want a team that knows how to deliver under pressure, just like Saturdays in the fall.
At Bourne Brothers Waste Services, our team is built on toughness, teamwork, and consistent execution.
We're the most reliable and customer service-focused waste company in Central Ohio.
Whether it is recycling, trash, construction waste, roll-off containers, front loads, or compactors, we have it handled.
Call now or visit BourneBrothers.com and let us tackle your waste needs.
Taking out the trash.
Here, care is where you need it. With over 350 primary care providers in Central Ohio, expert care is minutes away. See how we care for all of you at mountcarmelforyou.com. Here, heart care helps you heal faster. Advanced, minimally invasive procedures mean less time recovering and more living life. See how we care for all of you at mountcarmelforyou.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At Baths R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement, and that starts with the team who brings your vision to life. Our installers aren't just skilled, they're experts.
This is who we are. This is what we do all day, every day.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Nate Puterball with your sports update. While others struggled against 3-6 teams, Ohio State cruised to victory against UCLA last night, 48-10. Without Cardinal Tate and limited play from Jeremiah Smith, Julian Stanton went 23 of 31 for 184 yards and a touchdown. Big day for the running backs as Bo Jackson had 112 yards and a TD, and Isaiah West and James Fields added 3 more touchdowns. Lorenzo Styles ignited the shoe with a 100-yard kickoff for a touchdown, the first since Jordan Hall in 2010. Up next is Rutgers, now confirmed for a noon kick. Big day for Buckeye Hoops today. The men take on Notre Dame at the Shot at 12:30. Coverage begins on the Fan at 11:30. The women's team is on the road today. They take on number 1 UConn at noon. Catch them on the Fan too, 14:60 a.m. Coverage starts at 11:45. And in the NFL, the Bengals head out to Pittsburgh today at 1, and the Browns are in Baltimore at 4:25. Catch the action following Buckeye Hoops on the Fan. Ranking Sports News, what happens on the Fan? Ohio sports destination.
Sports gambling, fantasy football, and tailgating before a massive day of pigskin. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Welcome back to On the Money. 97.1 The Fan. I am Dave Biddle. I am joined by Scott Prokop. We, of course, like to call him Scotty Vegas. We have producer Nate Puterball at the controls. And typically, I would say we are with you for another hour. You guys are stuck with us for another hour and a half today. We're going to take you right up to Buckeye basketball pregame show with Brandon Beam. And that's awesome. That's one of the things I'm going to be celebrating. Speaking of which, it's time for the parlay party. Hit it, Nate. The parlay party is where we celebrate anything we want to celebrate. Could be a nice parlay that we hit. Could be anything at all. Scotty Vegas, what are you celebrating?
I'm celebrating that we have a big Ohio State Hoops home game here in Columbus this afternoon. I'm celebrating that. Can't wait to get out to the shop myself and see that. Been to one game already this year. This will be number 2 for me. I'm also celebrating, the weather was so good again yesterday. We got the tailgate. We did the tailgate show. And a lot of times I've been doing this 13, 14 years where I've been doing tailgates with the station, and always in November, I fear that I'm going to be freezing my tuchus off. And it was beautiful yesterday. I mean, it was so fun to be down on campus. Love that. And Friday, the weather was so nice, Dave. I got a little 9 holes of golf in the afternoon. Nice. Absolutely loving the weather. I'm also celebrating the fact that we got a bonus half hour together this morning. So that's going to be fun. What are you celebrating on this Sunday?
I don't have it, but I'm celebrating for people like you that were, getting ready to put your fist through a wall, that the YouTube TV situation got ironed out. A lot of my friends, I'm still like Rob Lowe with cable. But a lot of my friends had YouTube TV and they were like apoplectic, and rightfully so. There's so many sporting events they couldn't get. So I'm happy for you guys.
Thank you.
So I won't get like angry texts, venting.
What you got from me?
I am happy to be a sounding board. I don't fault it. You need to vent sometimes in life, right? Mm-hmm. So you were venting about. I would have been venting too. So I'm happy for you guys with that. Yeah, I'm celebrating. Just the tailgate show has been so much fun this year, and like the weather yesterday. it just every game has been nice weather. Now Minnesota was actually hot, which was weird for like an October game. It was like hot. How about the Texas game? So you're right. When the Texas game was announced, I'm like, that being a noon game is good. That's bad business right there. It's going to be like 95 degrees late August in Columbus. It's going to be 95 degrees and humid. Dude, it was like in the upper 70s or something like that. The Texas weather was perfect. The weather has been really, really, really nice. Knock on wood for next week at Rutgers. So those are a few of the things. And then, like I said earlier, Ohio State basketball, I'm excited to see that. I'm glad we don't have to wait around for it too long. 12:30, that game's going to be tipping off here in, less than 2.5 hours. So definitely celebrating the Buckeyes have a big basketball game today at the Shot against Notre Dame. Nate, what are you celebrating?
You know, I mentioned this during the call-in show. I'm going to do it again now. We've given so much crap to the Ohio State special teams over the last few years. Yesterday, Jaden Fielding's hitting 40-yarders like a pro. We're returning 100-yard kicks. We're kind of blocking punts. I'm giving my love. I'm giving my love to the special teams this morning.
That's amazing.
Caden Curry with the easiest block punt he'll ever have.
Oh, that was.
You'd have had to dive
hilarious.
out of the way. You know, you'd have had to do a James Peoples and jump out of the way or something like that to avoid that ball. But why would you want to avoid it? Yeah, really cool to see Lorenzo Styles Jr. Return that kickoff 100 yards. Ohio State's first return of a kickoff for a touchdown since 2010. Teddy Ginn spoiled us. He was doing 2 a year.
Yeah.
Seemed like, I know he had a bunch of punt returns too, but it was it was Jordan. I almost forgot about this. The game that didn't count, the year that didn't count, which retroactively they need to give Ohio State their wins back for 2010. But Jordan Hall against Michigan in 2010. Yeah, it was the last one.
So it's funny because I was actually in a bad mood for a couple minutes there when Ohio State gave up that touchdown. I'm like, oh gosh, there goes the shutout. I told you I did a little sprinkle of a bet on 2-1 that OSU would shut them out. So I was a little angry, but that anger didn't last very long because they get the kickoff and they return it all the way, and that was cool to see. I mean, the fact is, they haven't had that many kickoff return opportunities this year because other teams don't score on the Buckeyes very much.
That's true.
So
a lot of times, cool. They'll just have the guys and I think most of the time it's wise because you get the ball at the 25. For years, as we know, you got the ball at the 20. And especially in offense like Ohio State, you start at the 25. So a lot of times they'll just do the fair catch. I like the way the NFL does it. A lot of people don't. Now, if we could, I would just go back to how we did it for years. But if you want to do a modified kickoff, I like how the NFL is doing it this year. They tweak the rules. Some people don't like it. I like it. It was interesting. Ryan Day was asked about it this week, and he said, what would you prefer, the way the college does or the way the NFL does it? He's like, I don't really watch the NFL. Which, when you think about it, it's like, yeah, he's not sitting around like us, kicking his feet up on a Sunday afternoon. He's getting ready for the next week. They're watching film right now at the Woody. They're getting ready. They're not sitting around watching.
He's not watching the Dolphins and the Commanders in this classic?
In Germany. Are they back in Germany? Yeah, you have the very bad Dolphins playing the very bad Commander. Now, the Commanders would have been good probably if they weren't so banged up. I think they're both 3-7. This game is 3-3 in the first quarter, and I believe this is in Germany. And so far, Germany.
This is Spain.
Oh, it's in Spain.
Our NFL debut in Spain is this crap.
Spain, okay.
And you're saying
is this Madrid?
That Ryan Day is not locked in on this.
Ryan Day probably is not just chilling out, watching this game. They're getting ready. So yeah, and you know what I loved? Ohio State's up late. I'm telling you, man, he's taken every page out of Saban's book, and I love it. He used to say too many cooks in the kitchen. He didn't want too many analysts because he didn't want too many cooks in the kitchen. Now there's a bunch of analysts. He used to want to call the plays. I still think he calls a lot of the offensive plays. What do? He's gone to a more CEO, which is what Saban did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just takes so many pages out of Saban's. But what would Saban? They'd be up 56-0 late, and Saban would be going just crazy on the sidelines because something didn't go right. Ryan Day's doing that. He was mad like heck yesterday.
Oh yeah,
and the game
at saying.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
Right. So next we're going to hear him say rat poison in press conferences. But no, we actually took a couple calls during the call-in show that were like, gosh, he was really kind of in the face of Julian saying, well, he's a perfectionist. You talk about fans nitpicking. Well, he's going to nitpick even more than fans are. We talked about 3 or 4 weeks ago, how the fans were all upset about the running game and OSU is good everywhere except they can't run the football. Well, yesterday they run the football and they run it very well.
What a burden when 74% completion percentage is not living up to your standards.
Yes, exactly. Hey, let's do our categories. We got to get to what's the best thing that we saw yesterday, and this can be across all of college football. Doesn't have to be just the Ohio State game. However, there were a lot of things that were best thing I saw in the Ohio State game, which was that one-handed catch by Jeremiah Smith. You could argue the James Peoples touchdown run where he's leaping over the UCLA defender. You could argue the kickoff return for a touchdown. A lot of cool things that we saw.
Yeah. It's hard to go against the kickoff. I was going to go James Peoples. I also like the guy that got posterized on that was the one that took that late shot at Julian.
Yes.
Same kid, 21.
Yeah.
See what you hit, kids. Don't duck and cover like that guy. That was I'll acquiesce to you guys. I could go James Peoples, or I'm kind of leaning 100-yard kickoff.
We haven't seen a kickoff return in 15 years. You kind of have to lean that direction.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do that. That's the coolest thing we saw. All right, who won the day? I'm going to say Oklahoma / Venables. Because Venables, it was like, remember when it first surfaced that Jim Knowles was looking around and the first school that got mentioned was Oklahoma, that he was kicking the tires in Oklahoma and they were interested in him. I'm like, good luck, hitching your wagon to Venables. This might be his last year at Oklahoma if they have another bad year, but they're having obviously a very good year. I don't know.
I like that call. I think you could also make the case last night, Georgia, just how impressive they were, and they're kind of getting back into that conversation. And look, you can't count out Kirby Smart, right? Like when you get into a playoff bracket, and you think of teams or players or coaches that scare you, he's got to be at that top of the list. Kirby Smart with Georgia is on that list of this is what scares you a little bit.
And it's the talent. I do think Kirby does a good job acquiring talent. I'm still not convinced he's a great X's and O's coach. He was the defensive coordinator for that Alabama game against Ohio State where Cardale Jones and the boys Ezekiel Elliott put up a lot of yards in that game. I know that was just one game. I think Oklahoma because
I think Oklahoma really cementing themselves as a top team in the SEC.
Yeah, and even
owning Alabama 2 years in a row.
Yeah, that's another thing. And if it was in Norman, I'd say maybe going into Tuscaloosa when Alabama is favored, they have the revenge factor, and you still beat them. Well, I give it to Oklahoma.
Not only that, guys, but the damage that did to Alabama as far as their playoff.
I'm not scared of Alabama at all as a team.
Well, and are we even going to see Alabama in the playoffs? Because if you look at it,
even though that people act like that Florida State game was like a preseason game because it was week one, that was a bad loss.
Somehow they still have the driver's seat to the SEC title game, which I don't understand.
Okay, so let's say you lose that.
If A&M loses in 2 weeks, by the way, they're out of the SEC title game, which is absurd.
Yeah, look, I think Alabama, you start to run out of spots in the playoff if you look at it, because the ACC is going to unfortunately get a spot. The group of 5 is going to get a spot. So then you're down to 10. Notre Dame's getting a spot. So then you're down to 9.
Oregon could be sitting there at 10-2.
Yeah, the numbers start to get a little tight there for Alabama and get a little dicey. So I think I'm with you guys on Oklahoma winning the day and knocking potentially Alabama out.
Yes. Okay, let's go with that. Okay, the last category. Who lost the day?
So I will make a case for Shane Beamer.
That's a pretty good one.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you guys saw the video. I think I showed you the video on campus yesterday. But he's going into halftime. They're up 30-3, and he is just waving his arms at the crowd like they had just won the game. He's trying to pump up the A&M. Yeah, they're on the road.
Yeah.
And he is waving his arms up at the A&M crowd, and they're all screaming at him. He's up 30-3, and then they come out and they lose 31-30.
I take it, but that's the coolest thing that I saw just because it ended up going. I didn't even know that. I didn't see that. But I like that because he was the same guy that lost his stuff with Bielema last year in the bowl game, and it looked like a clown.
It didn't happen yesterday, but can we throw an honorable mention into the NCAA and the absurdity with the Michigan State ruling that came out this week?
Yeah.
Where Michigan State has to forfeit the game that Connor Stallions was on the sidelines for.
We joked about this on the Buckeye Show. Nate was producing and I was co-hosting with Patrick Murphy on Friday, and we were joking. It's like the old Jerry Tarkanian quote when he was the UNLV head coach, and he said, "Oh, geez, the NCAA is so mad at Kentucky, they're going to give Cleveland State an extra couple years of probation." So that's what the NCAA is so mad at Michigan. They're going to hammer Michigan State. Yeah, that is absolutely ridiculous.
It's absurd, yeah.
It really is. And I know Mel Tucker is the gift that keeps on giving, but still, I mean, to have to strip that win away, but Michigan gets to keep it? Okay, NCAA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another loser, of course, Pitt has College Game Day on campus, built up as their biggest game in a long time, and Pat Narduzzi comes out during the week as, I don't really care that much about this game. It's really about the next two games. It's like, well, you can feel that way. I get it, right? Winning the conference is more important to Pitt. But to come out when game days coming to campus, it's the biggest game, it's sold out. Pitt doesn't generally have that kind of an atmosphere. They had that kind of atmosphere, and then they performed like Narduzzi, and the team didn't care because they lost big and they were down big early.
I guess the other one would be Sark is starting to look a little James Franklin-y against top opponents.
Yes.
We need to start talking about Sark as an elite head coach now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely not an elite head coach. He's like typically a good play caller unless he's near the goal line against Ohio State. But yeah, he's definitely not an elite head coach.
Who do we want to say who lost the day? I think it's
you can't give up a 30
I like Shane.
like that.
And you're at Kyle Field, which is a tough place to play, and you're like trying to like antagonize the fans. That's how you blow a 27-point lead, and that's how you win. Loser
of the week.
Of the day.
Yes.
All right, up next, we're going to talk some winners. We're going to talk Ohio State football. That is next on The Money.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan. Get Eco.
Aaron, an HVAC system is exactly like a car.
Except for it doesn't have tires, brakes, turn signal, a steering wheel, or a speedometer.
Yeah, but other than that, they're exactly alike.
Get Eco.
Why do we change the oil on a car?
So it works better and lives longer.
Why do we do regular maintenance on an air conditioning system?
So it works better and lives longer. Okay, now I see your point.
We replace tires and brakes to keep everyone safe, and we inspect furnaces to keep everyone safe.
Get Eco.
But you cannot get Eco-Fi Advantage for your car.
For just $28 a month, Eco-Fi Advantage covers all three systems.
Plumbing, electrical, and HVAC.
Get Eco.
Go to geteco.com and scroll down the page to where it says Eco-Fi Advantage. And make sure you watch the video of Aaron and me.
I don't think you're in that video, Jerry.
Get Eco.
Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. Geteco.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
It's Black Friday all month long with low lease payments on every model starting at $99 a month for a 2026 Elantra. Plus get owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. At Great Lakes Hyundai, these savings are so good. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.95 down plus taxes, fees, first month payment, and 10 miles per year, ends 12/1.
Busy schedule? This is Ryan Krieger, and Krieger Ford has you covered. Krieger Ford offers pickup and delivery, or our mobile service van will come right to you. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today only at KriegerFord.com.
Hey, does this sound like you where every step or reach is a reminder that it hurts? The pain is there. A reminder of what you're not able to do, how far you've drifted from that life you used to have and love where you didn't have the pain. Listen, if this is you, if this is a family member, you need to talk to them about it. You need to do what I did and go to QC Kinetics. They've got the answers for you, the relief without the scalpel, without the surgery. At QC Kinetics, they tap into your body's own regenerative power. The damaged tissue, it can be healed by itself. It's not science fiction. It's your body's comeback story. The very cells in your body can help you get healed with no surgery, no pills, no long recovery, just remembering how to move and feel alive again so you can golf, hike, do all the stuff you love to do. So go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus or 380-208-4544. They have offices all over Columbus, so be sure to check them out at 380-208-4544.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. At High Bank Distillery, they believe every pour should tell a story. The Whiskey War spirits tell the story of Prohibition in every sip. Whiskey War was awarded the best blended whiskey in America 3 years running at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition, the largest and most respected spirits competition in the world. Enjoy their naturally recognized spirits distilled right here in Ohio. Stop by your local liquor store or order a bottle direct to your door at sealbacks.com. Drink the best. Forget the rest. Learn more at highbankdistillery.com.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, is it true?
What's that?
Tire Discounters is offering up to $200 off sets of Goodyear tires?
Absolutely.
Plus free alignment and a full synthetic oil change?
You got it.
I'm not one to exaggerate, but that may be the best deal in the history of the world.
But free would be better.
Mike, don't toy with me.
Through the holidays, every day we're open, someone will get their money back on 4 tires.
But I...
Just breathe, Phantom. Breathe.
No purchase necessary. Ends 12/31/25. Visit website for details.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Remember that rush you got as a kid ripping open your favorite pack of cards? Well, guess what? You can feel it again at Midwest Cards. Right next to Nationwide Arena, this place is a collector's dream with thousands of packs from all eras. Chase that Ken Griffey Jr. rookie, pull a rare Michael Jordan, or even hit your favorite Pokemon and relive that childhood thrill. Plus, you can shop their pack wall, kick back in their roomy sports lounge, or even bring in your old cards to sell or trade. Get to Midwest Cards today and tell them T-Bone sent you.
The Fan has a new tailgate destination. Join us before every home game at the O Patio and Pub on Lane.
Sponsored by your Central Ohio Ford dealers, Jameson Whiskey and Coors Light.
See you Saturday, friends. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're looking at plenty of sunshine here for today, but temperatures only warming up into the upper 40s to right around 50 here this afternoon. It also will be fairly breezy with winds out of the northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Heading into tonight, clear skies and chilly conditions with lows into the upper 20s, but also looking at more sunshine here tomorrow. Back into the upper 40s here for your Monday afternoon. That's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
1, 2, 3. Here at The Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan. Some people golf on Sunday mornings. Some people place bets on the people playing golf on Sunday mornings. This is On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Let's talk Natty. In this segment, we are going to update your national championship odds. Ohio State plus 185 to win it all. Indiana plus 450. Texas A&M plus 750. Georgia plus 850. Notre Dame 11-1. Alabama, the big faller yesterday. They went all the way down to 14-1, tied with Texas Tech. And then you got Oregon 15-1. Ole Miss 18-1, and Oklahoma 25-1. And Dave, I find this very interesting. I had a big group chat last night with friends of, who is the biggest threat for Ohio State? You know, it's funny because you get different opinions from everybody. We did it in the YouTube chat earlier today where everybody was throwing out different teams that scared them. And I asked you guys on the tailgate show yesterday, like, who's the biggest threat to Ohio State? And after watching a lot of the football yesterday, especially early in the day, where you see Indiana kind of struggling with Wisconsin. I know they had a good second half, but the first half it was 10-7 at the half at home for Indiana. And they have the second best odds to win the national championship. The third best odds are A&M, and they were getting killed at home to South Carolina. I know they had a great second half, great comeback. And then you have Georgia, who looked good last night. I want to ask you, because I think we all have different opinions. My opinion is I still think Notre Dame is the team that I want on the opposite side of the bracket. I don't want to see Ohio State Notre Dame until the national championship, if that were to occur. What's the team that you would most want to see be on the opposite side of the bracket from Ohio State when we get that playoff bracket?
Probably Georgia, but nobody really scares me. I do think Ohio State's in a tier by themselves. And, not that they are, head and shoulders above, but I do think it's an Ohio State tier, and then like the Indiana, A&M, Georgia tier, kind of maybe Texas Tech. You throw
Notre
them in
Dame.
And Notre Dame, for sure, Notre Dame.
Is Alabama in there still?
Not any longer.
Okay.
And I think,
Oregon?
I don't know why people just gloss over that they have a really bad loss on their resume against Florida State.
I know.
Like, that's a bad loss. And it wasn't like it was last-second field goal. That'd be bad enough. They lost by 14 points. It wasn't even that close of a game. Yeah, I feel like there's like 5 or 6 teams that are legit. And I would probably say Georgia. But
Oklahoma?
You've almost like brought me back to no, I wouldn't say Oklahoma. I think Georgia's better than Oklahoma. I would probably say, although you're making me think about Notre Dame. They are impressive. I mean, and Jeremiah, we already knew Jeremiah Love was really good. He might be even better than I thought. And CJ Carr, he might not be Julian Sand, but he's really good for a redshirt freshman quarterback. He's better than I thought he'd be. And he was a big-time recruit. It's so funny. He's Lloyd Carr's grandson, and he turned down Michigan to go to Notre Dame. Now, Michigan, they've got their own talented quarterback. And Bryce Underwood had not been throwing the ball well this year. He was throwing, like, really good passes in the first half. Then he went back to, like, being very erratic in the second half. But
I don't think I'm too homer when I say that I think that Ohio State has maybe the 4 best players in the country.
Yeah.
Like, I really think that they might. Like, I think Downs, Arvell Reese, Jeremiah Smith, and Julian Sand might be the 4 best players in the country.
I'm willing to throw Jeremiah Love into that category.
And that's exactly where I was going.
At their positions?
And that's why
period.
I was going to say Notre Dame scares me because they've got a player that's as elite as the top guys at Ohio State. Now, the depth they don't have compared to Ohio State. But the other thing is Kirby Smart as a coach scares me. There's not too many other coaches that are going to be in that college football playoff that I'm like, oh, that's a terrifying. But Kirby Smart's a guy that I feel like you get him in, you give him one game opportunity to win it. Like, that's a dangerous situation. So I think Georgia and Notre Dame are the 2 for me that I'd like to see on that other side of the bracket.
And I'd be really surprised if Notre Dame finishes 8th or 9th, according to the committee. If Ohio State's 1, I don't think there's much concern Notre Dame would be 8-9. Here's why. They're already 9th. So they're either going to lose, which they're not going to lose, and not be in the playoff, or they're going to win these next 2 games. And you would think that they would move up.
Yeah.
To at least 7th.
So
is that fair? Because teams are going to lose. They'll probably finish 7th at least.
So here's the ideal scenario. Ohio State wins out, is the 1 seed, and the 2 seed is, let's say, Georgia, because they win the SEC title game. And then you have Notre Dame in there as the 7 seed. So let's see Notre Dame win their first game against the 10 seed and then play Georgia in the quarterfinals. That would be a nice scenario for me.
And I'm of the opinion, unless it's a blowout, let's say we do get the number 1 versus number 2, Ohio State, Indiana, and it's let's say relatively close game. Like, nobody can win by more than 2 touchdowns. Let's say Ohio State wins by 10. I don't see Indiana dropping any further than 3rd.
You're right.
They would enter the game 2nd. Their only loss would be in the Big Ten championship game in a relatively close game to the number 1 team in the nation. Yeah. You're already 2. You're not going to drop to 4. You're certainly not going to drop out of having a bye. So I think Ohio State and Indiana, if they're able to, Ohio State has a little tougher road because they have to deal with Michigan. But if they can go to Indianapolis 12-0, I think they're both locks at that point for a first-round bye. Yeah, I'm very curious what's going to happen with Oregon if they lose. Now, if you're Oregon, you just beat USC, it'll take care of itself, and then USC's out. But if USC wins next week at Autzen, then USC just needs to beat UCLA. They'd be a lock at 10-2 in my opinion, and then Oregon would be very much on the bubble.
Yeah, and that's kind of I'm not sure Oregon would even be on the bubble if they were to lose, because you're talking about USC would have to pass them, right?
Yeah.
So
let's say
you're going to run out of spots. Again, 2 of these spots are going to go to junk teams.
Yes, that's true.
The ACC champ and the group of 5. Which that's look, there's a problem with the bracket every year. It seems like last year the problem was the teams that were getting the bye were ridiculous. Arizona State and Boise State getting the bye was just hilarious. Yeah. But they fixed that. Now the problem is we're going to have 2 teams, and Dave, there's a chance that we'll have 2 teams that aren't even top 25 teams.
Right. A really good chance. I tend to think the ACC champ will eventually, they'll probably be ranked. But
maybe Georgia Tech.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe Virginia.
But let's say Pitt beats Georgia Tech this weekend.
Yeah.
then Pitt's got 3 losses, and they're in the driver's seat in the ACC.
It's crazy. As
Miami,
Narduzzi will tell you. That's why Narduzzi completely blew off the Notre Dame game. They were just getting ready for the next 2 games.
Can I throw one thing in for like the scariest team you want to see? I don't want to see Texas Tech in the playoffs right now.
I think that they're
here's
legit.
the thing. I think they're legit, but I don't know what Texas Tech is right now. They've got the 1 loss, but they didn't have the quarterback. They've beaten everyone by like 20, but I know what Georgia is, and I know what Notre Dame is. With Texas Tech's schedule, I have no clue how good they actually are.
We do know that they
So just
they
go
spent
away
right
and
up to
don't
the
let me
salary
avoid
cap.
you.
Yeah, and here's the thing, and you mentioned their 1 loss, you're right, was on the road. They didn't have their quarterback, and it was against a decent team. I know Arizona State's not as good as they were last year, but they had to go to the former Sun Devil Stadium, still one of my favorite stadiums on planet Earth for obvious reasons. Ohio State was pretty good there, and they only lost that game by 3. So they didn't have their quarterback. They're on the road against a pretty good team in their conference, and they lose that game by 3.
Yeah.
I think Texas Tech is. Yeah, it is
because I know what Georgia and Notre Dame are.
Yeah, you're
No
right.
doubt.
Like that does feel, and we know the talent, right? Because they spent the money on the talent. Yeah, I could see them as being a team that you wouldn't hate seeing on the other side of the bracket, too.
How about after a quick 2-minute break, we do a little this or that?
I love it.
That's coming up next on The Money.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Timmy Hall and AI Common Man again for Hollywood Casino Columbus. We've got game day watch parties every Saturday, plus your chance to earn big bucks. Mikey Likey. I like it. You can earn tier points by playing all throughout November, and on Black Friday, you can win up to $100,000.
And you good, clean boys and girls can drop off a non-perishable food item every Tuesday and win up to $5,000 in Penn slot play.
Become a new member of our rewards program on the Penn Play app and get a $20 dining credit. Doggies. Must be 21 and over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan. D. Biddle places over-unders on how many traffic lights he hits coming into the studio. This is On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
I can't be the only one that does that. Place over-unders on traffic lights coming into the studio or just work in general.
Who stops at traffic lights?
You don't have to. Exactly. There's this one like by like they'd put in like by where Ryan Baker and I live pretty close together. They put one in for no reason, like close to where Ryan Baker's house is. That should just be like an optional. That should be a blinking light at the very least. All right. It's time for this or that. Hit it, Nate.
Here they come, yo. Here they come. Here they come, yo. Here they come. Here they come. This or that. This or that. This or that. This or that. This or that.
All right, gents. Are you getting with the Columbus Blue Jackets will make the playoffs this season or no?
Oh, baby. You know what's funny is I was sitting in our great boss Fish's office, and he said, okay, if I were to tell you one of these things happens, Blue Jackets make the playoffs or Ohio State makes the NCAA tournament, which one are you taking? Your life depends on it. One, you got to get it right. Blue Jackets are making the playoffs or Ohio State basketball is making the tournament. And I'm like,
if you're betting on it?
Yeah.
Oh, I think there'd be a much higher percentage of Ohio State making the tournament.
Absolutely.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah, okay.
For sure. But you know what? As far as the Blue Jackets to make the playoffs. Ooh, I want to say yes, but Dave, I'm going to go just miss.
Yeah, they just like last year. I think they were the first team, first team out last year. They almost made it, and I think they're going to be in contention. I really love this young core, but I think next year they'll make the playoffs, but not this season.
I'll be Mr. Positivity and say, yes, they will make the playoffs.
Good job.
I felt dirty.
There you go.
Felt dirty
fire
saying
the
no.
cannon. There you go. Do you have a cannon back there, Nate?
So this
I'll
one,
find one.
this
MacGyver
or
one up.
that is going to be, you'll actually get 4 options on it. So it's this, that, the other thing, or another thing. So there you go.
We make the rules, we can break them.
That's right. And you got 4 new Big Ten teams from the West Coast out there. And I will tell you, I loved the uniforms and the helmet of UCLA. I like the colors a lot. Like, I think they pop. But I also like USC's colors and helmets. And I actually think Oregon is creative with what they do. And Washington's okay, whatever. But of the 4 new schools from the West Coast, who has the best uniform combination of the 4?
USC. That's just a classic, and it's unique too. You don't get a lot of that color combination, and there's just something about it. Definitely USC in my opinion. Although you do make a good point. I even like Washington. You know,
I do too.
I think the helmet is simple, but I like their colors. And another interesting color scheme with the gold and the purple. But to me, USC just has those classic uniforms, classic helmets, classic colors. USC would be my pick.
So in my basement, you know this, Dave, I display all of the Big Ten helmets, right? And I just recently had to purchase the 4 from the West Coast. And I think those 4 helmets really lift up the rest of the Big Ten helmets, because the other Big Ten helmets, quite frankly, there's a lot of really boring, awful helmets. Like Nebraska and the boring N, and just a lot of boringness on those helmets. Now, those new schools kind of spice that up. I will say I really like the baby blue and gold combo of UCLA. I do like USC's a lot too. I'm going to go with what we saw last night with that baby blue and gold as my favorite, though.
I'm absolutely going to the baby blue and gold, especially when it comes to the basketball court. We have thrown that in as a factor, and also that who knows what Oregon's actual uniform is.
That's true.
And people sometimes will say, well, what about UCLA's helmets? Like, why do script UCLA when that's an acronym? It's like, it looks cool. I don't care. I like it. Yeah, it looks cool. I don't care. I know it technically doesn't make sense, but it looks cool. And that's what helmets are supposed to do.
Yeah.
They're supposed to look cool. Go ahead, Nate.
So Cardinal Tate has been out for, 2 weeks with, precautionary measures. Are you getting with keep him out another week because who needs to play him against Rutgers? Or maybe he shouldn't sit for an entire month before Michigan?
And this will be his last game ever at Ohio Stadium.
True.
Think about that. I mean, which is one of the reasons I thought he'd play yesterday. I'm like, he only has 2 games left. Well, now he has 1 game left. You're thinking, wait a minute, he's only a junior. He's projected as a first-round pick by everybody now. Yeah, the guys that are second-round picks, third-round projections, you can talk them into coming back because of NIL, which they did. Those kids that were making a decision after the 2023 season, those guys were not projected as first-round picks. Then some of them worked their way into it. I don't know. What do you got, Scotty?
Yeah, it's a good debate. Like I have a hard time with this one. So I'm gonna defer to you on that.
I say set him out, even though I'm sure he's gonna want to play. But why risk it?
Okay.
Too many guys are banged up right now.
Here's the main thing for me.
Yeah.
Let's say Ohio State's up 24-0 at the half this coming Saturday.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone playing in the second half.
No.
Again, like this last week, you're up 24-0. Like. No one needed to be in there in the second half. That's kind of how I feel about this Rutgers game.
Just sit him out. I would sit out Jeremiah as well.
I'm fine with Carnell playing this week just to shake off a little bit of the rust. Get up 21-0 and get everybody out of the game.
Yes. That's the ideal scenario, right?
Definitely. Just get out of next week's game with no injuries, because they went from an extremely healthy football team. I still think after 10 games overall, this is a healthy football team. We consider they're playing a violent sport, but now they're starting to get a little banged up. So play it safe next week. Just get ready for 13 days from now in Ann Arbor. All right. So the Giants have a head coaching opening, and there's been some smoke this week that I read that Bill Belichick could be a candidate. Now, Bill shot that down. I don't know what Jordan, his girlfriend, said. She's usually his mouthpiece there. But are you guys getting with, it doesn't have to be the Giants, but it could be. You getting with Bill Belichick will ever coach in the NFL again, or no?
Boy, this has been such an epic failure so far at North Carolina, right? I was actually watching a video last night of him just kind of doing one of his blow-by handshakes after the loss. I believe it was to Wake yesterday.
Oh, that Dave Clawson, man. What a jerk. You got to give him the blow-by handshake. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I don't believe Clawson's there, right?
Oh, that's right. Clawson retired.
Clawson's
My
gone.
bad. Clawson retired. That's right.
But he just did one of those grumpy blow-by. You know,
it was Wake's court.
There's a chance because he has that desire, I think, to have that NFL record, you know, as far as wins goes. But if I'm the Giants, I'm not doing it.
I could see. I agree.
I think he wants to, but I don't think he will be able to.
And I think he's got the history with the Giants. You know, when he was an assistant coach there under Parcells. Yeah, but the Giants do stupid things, though.
That's true.
How about we let Saquon Barkley go to not only another team, but a division rival and then have an MVP season? It's like, what are you doing? Now, they did have a good draft this past year. That's for sure. They finally have their quarterback. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't if I was the Giants, but I'm going to say I'm getting with, yes, Bill Belichick will coach again in the NFL.
You know another team that does a lot of stupid things? The Browns.
And the Bengals.
I could very easily see one of them going after Bill.
But little Belichick homecoming in Cleveland?
Right, yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Everything comes full circle.
One of my favorite desserts in the world is a hot skillet. And there's two different options. You could go with the brownie skillet or you could go with the chocolate chip cookie skillet. You're throwing vanilla ice cream on top. Which one are you going with? The brownie or the cookie skillet?
Yeah, this is good. I think we've had just chocolate chip cookie or brownie.
But this is the skillet
this is different. Yeah, exactly. I'm still going to go chocolate chip cookie. I love chocolate chip cookies. You can't go wrong either way, but I'm getting with chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah, gosh, I'm just thinking about it right now, and it's making me hungry.
You are drooling a little. Now, you've been here working since 8 o'clock. I've just been here since 9. You had the call-in show. Now we have, on the money, on steroids, the extra half hour today. So
right.
you're doing a little marathon shift here.
I think I am going to go with the chocolate chip cookie skillet, but boy, is it close, and you can't go wrong either way.
Give me the death by chocolate, put some chocolate syrup on top of the ice cream, let it drain down on the brownie. That is a gorgeous thing.
Ooh.
The correct answer should have been yes. You read my mind there. Go ahead, Nate.
The hot rumor yesterday, James Franklin to Virginia Tech. Are you getting with it or not?
Makes complete sense to me.
Absolutely.
I thought in fact, I've been saying when that job opened and Franklin's out there, I'm like, that would be a good match for both parties. Yes. And now there's a lot of smoke out there that are talking. I'm definitely buying that. Yes.
Well, not only that, but Virginia Tech kind of came out and said, hey, we are investing more money into the program. And so I think it makes a ton of sense for both. I think it's a home run for Virginia Tech, and it's a little bit less pressure of a job for James Franklin. Yeah, I like it. I think it makes sense.
Virginia Tech is perfect for 10-win seasons where you don't really beat anyone good.
Yeah. And you're in the ACC.
And to his point, the fan base would be thrilled with that. I think if you're following Frank Beamer immediately, they maybe not, but they've had such a drop off since then that, and now he'd be coming in at the right time to rebuild the program. Yeah, that just seems like it would be a great fit for both sides. The only thing that could throw a loop into that is if Maryland fires Mike Locksley, because Franklin has a lot of ties to Maryland. Although you give me one of those two jobs, I'm taking. And if the money was the same, I'm taking Virginia Tech.
I don't think he wants back in the Big Ten anytime soon.
Yeah, and the traffic in DC. I know it's different if you're completely rich and you can kind of isolate yourself, but the traffic in DC is awful. Not so much in Blacksburg, but I think that'd be a great fit. All right, guys. Are you guys getting with Ryan Day will be Ohio State's head coach at least 3 more seasons, so at least through the 2028 season? Or do you think maybe they go back to back, he could, hang him up? Hang him up. He's not going to hang him up. Or RJ Day has 1 more year left at Columbus DeSales. He's a junior right now. I've always heard that Ryan's going to stay, at least till RJ's out of high school. So that gives you through the 2026 season. Could he maybe step aside after that? That'd be his 9th year. That's how long Earl Bruce coach? Could he go through the 2027 season? That would give him 10 full years, Jim Tressel style. Or do you see him going through the 2028 season and beyond?
I'm going 28 and beyond. I think they're going to win the national championship this year. And so then you're going to have the opportunity to do the back-to-back-to-back. Oh, by the way, you could have a player like Julian's saying going for back-to-back Heisman trophies.
Joining Archie Griffin.
Yeah, gosh, I don't think he's leaving anytime soon.
I am going to agree with you. It wouldn't shock me if he left before 2028. But it will totally be. It wouldn't shock me, but I agree with you. I am getting with he will be the coach at least through 2028 and hopefully longer. I don't want any part of. I just love the way he handles things, man. The culture he's created over there, the type of young man they recruit. It's an intelligent team. These guys they carry themselves like grown men. And they have every reason to be kind of cocky, right? You know, they've been told how great they are. They're making a lot of money. They're the number one team in the country. And interviewing these kids, it's so damn impressive. The biggest thing is he's, coming off a national championship. I think he's going to take care of business against Michigan. So I am getting with maybe wishful thinking that he's going to be here at least through 2028.
Okay, I've got to have a follow-up question from that opinion that you just gave.
James Laurinaitis.
So when you say, that would be one portion of the follow-up question. But even more importantly, if you said Day would be leaving, are you saying retirement? Are you saying NFL? What are you saying?
He would not retire. He'd be too young. He would not. I could see him taking a year off, but definitely NFL head coach. Yeah, and thank goodness Mike Vrabel is doing his thing with the Patriots. I was always concerned about that because what NFL team did Ryan Day grew up rooting for? The New England Patriots, living in New Hampshire. And I was always concerned if that job came open and they offered it to him that he would take it. But Vrabel's just kicking butt there. He's going to be there forever. So, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen because now he's going to be able to stay at Ohio State as long as he wants. He seems very happy here. So I think it's going to be longer than 20. Yeah, go ahead, Nate.
I don't want to be the one to say this, but I could very easily see a scenario where he stays through while Julian and Jeremiah are still here to get that back-to-back-to-back-to-back, and then they say, I'm going to go to the NFL. Brian, here's the keys. We don't want to lose you. Like, that could be a scenario.
And frankly, going out after a three-peat when Ohio State's never even repeated, like that would be a good way to go out.
You're a top guy forever at Ohio State.
That's true. My God, they'd be building statues. With Jerry Lucas is the latest one to get a statue. There'd be a statue of Ryan Day for sure one day if he went. Even if he goes back to back, he did a three-peat. Oh, dude, there'd be a statue of Ryan Day one day in front of Ohio Stadium. By the way, good for Jerry Lucas.
That's just dreaming of back-to-back-to-back and talking it into existence. That would be incredible. I'm with you guys, though. I think he's here for a while. But, man, just thinking what Ohio State has the opportunity to do. And if they win it all this year, they're going to be a significant favorite to do it again and do 3 in a row.
It is crazy that Julian and Jeremiah are coming back next year. Jeez. And Bo Jackson.
Arvell?
Goodness gracious. No, Arvell. No, not when Dane Brugler has him projected as the number 1 overall pick. Early, it was like, man, I think Arvell's going to work him. He's going to be a first-round projection before long, and he was. I didn't think he'd be the number 1 overall pick. I still don't think he'll be the number 1 overall pick, but there's no chance he's going to come back. There's a really good chance we're going to do best bets next on The Money.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
Ooh, winter's coming. And when the wind starts to blow, don't come inside to the cold. Open the door to peace of mind with your Waterworks and Header Precision Furnace Tune-Up and Energy Savings Plan. Your furnace is the heart of your home, and Waterworks and Header will have yours running at peak performance throughout the winter. Plus, you'll save on those energy bills too. Go to waterworks.com and schedule your furnace tune-up online. Waterworks and Header, heating, cooling, and plumbing, together to serve you better.
Day 1, the hardest day. The day you hear,
this is a type of blood cancer.
At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1. To learn more and get help on any day, visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Looking for bold flavors and award-winning spirits? High Bank Distillery Co. is your destination for handcrafted cocktails, locally inspired dishes, and Whiskey War, the nationally recognized whiskey. Whether you're going for brunch, dinner, or just a drink, High Bank brings the perfect mix of craft and comfort. Stop by their Grandview, Gahanna, and Westerville locations this week. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank Distillery Co., where great spirits meet even better company. Learn more at highbankco.com.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
It's Black Friday all month long with low lease payments on every model, starting at $99 a month for a 2026 Elantra. Plus, get owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. At Great Lakes Hyundai, these savings are so good. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.95 down plus access fees, first month payment, 10K miles per year, ends 12/1.
Dormar, you're kind of cute.
Ugh, gross. Can I come over to your house one time and you not have your husband prancing around in its tidy whities?
Well, I can't do laundry because our septic line is clogged.
Call Dormar. They do same-day plumbing repair.
Dormar, you're kind of cute.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
All month long at Twin Peaks, celebrate National Dessert Month with sweet endings like our Cinnamon Toast Crunch Cheesecake topped with rum chata sauce, or the Twin Peaks Sundae with a warm Ghirardelli Brownie. Pair it with a Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey for the ultimate game day finish. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Hey Sports Cards fans, I'm Jeff with my buddy Adam, and we run Huggy Kissy Bear breaks on the Whatnot app. What's a card break? Simple. We open boxes of cards live, you pick your team, and we send you all the hits. With over 2,300 five-star reviews, we're all about you. New to card breaks? No sweat. We've got you covered with a sweet welcome package from us. Download the Whatnot app and follow us on Instagram and TikTok to view all of our past Sugar Bear hits. Huggy Kissy Bear breaks, where collectors win big.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Remember that rush you got as a kid ripping open your favorite pack of cards? Well, guess what? You can feel it again at Midwest Cards. Right next to Nationwide Arena, this place is a collector's dream with thousands of packs from all eras. Chase that Ken Griffey Jr. rookie, pull a rare Michael Jordan, or even hit your favorite Pokemon and relive that childhood thrill. Plus, you can shop their pack wall, kick back in their roomy sports lounge, or even bring in your old cards to sell or trade. Get to Midwest Cards today and tell them T-Bone sent you.
Get Eco.
Aaron, an HVAC system is exactly like a car.
Except for it doesn't have tires, brakes, turn signal, a steering wheel, or a speedometer.
Yeah, but other than that, they're exactly alike.
Get Eco.
Why do we change the oil on a car?
So it works better and lives longer.
Why do we do regular maintenance on an air conditioning system?
So it works better and lives longer. Okay, now I see your point.
We replace tires and brakes to keep everyone safe, and we inspect furnaces to keep everyone safe.
Get Eco.
But you cannot get Eco-Fi Advantage for your car.
For just $28 a month, Eco-Fi Advantage covers all 3 systems.
Plumbing, electrical, and HVAC.
Get Eco.
Go to geteco.com and scroll down the page to where it says Eco-Fi Advantage. And make sure you watch the video of Aaron and me.
I don't think you're in that video, Jerry.
Get Eco.
Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Here, care is where you need it. With over 350 primary care providers in Central Ohio, expert care is minutes away. See how we care for all of you at mountcarmelforyou.com. Here, heart care helps you heal faster. Advanced, minimally invasive procedures mean less time recovering and more living life. See how we care for all of you at mountcarmelforyou.com.
Email from a listener. What exactly is Common Man and Timmy supposed to be? How can I put this? A couple of immature men who love to have mindless conversation, laugh, and dabble in sports and farts.
Weekdays at 3.
And there you go, The Fan. Enjoy all the football this weekend, but remember to join us for Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. Scotty Vegas places so many bets, he can't even remember which teams he's rooting for. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
So we do have a game time and a spread for next week's Ohio State-Rutgers game. Ohio State's a 32.5-point favorite, and it will be a big noon kickoff. We're going to do our best bets in just a second, but programming reminder, so on the money, a little extension today. We are going to 11:30 up until OSU Hoops coverage, and at 11 o'clock, we are going to have on the Hollywood Casino Sportsbook manager, Noah Kirk, as there's a lot to get into in the sports betting world, including the ESPN Bet and Penn split. There's some news with that. That's been a lot of questions. I've been having people reach out all the time about what happens about parlays that have already been put together or futures that are already put together.
And the
with
new name
this.
of the sports book. People have opined and have made suggestions about what the new name should be.
Right. So there's a lot to get into, including kind of the future of the sports betting industry with all of the different scandals that's been going on. So in about 8 to 10 minutes, we're going to talk to Noah Kirk and get a lot of those answers. But now it is time to hand out our best bets for this Sunday. And I'm going to start out. We like to guess at spreads for the next week's games. And I've had a little bit of success doing that, trying to find that early value. Last week, I looked at that Michigan Northwestern line. It looked odd to me. I thought it was too many points. So I put some money on Northwestern. Northwestern almost wins the game outright. A team that I think is a live underdog for next week. I kind of like USC potentially to pull the upset over Oregon next week. But at 7.5, I love that. I love the pick of USC plus 7.5 going up against Oregon next week. Couple NFL games I like today. I like the Bills to bounce back. They had a weird, ugly loss last week to the Dolphins. I like the Bills to bounce back. They're minus 5.5 today. And Dave, I should probably hold my nose when I do this pick. I'm going to take the Browns at plus 8 against the Ravens today.
Don't be taking the Bengals, man.
It's a divisional game. It's home. I think I think somehow the Browns will keep this within 8. So hold the nose. Browns plus 8.
Hey, they've got a really good defense. And, but yeah, at least you didn't say Bengals. Bengals playing Steelers. Steelers favored by 5.5. It's in Pittsburgh. The Bengals had that comeback, that crazy game. So the Steelers also have the revenge factor. I think the Steelers are going to cover that spread. That's not one of my best bets, though. I tell you what, I love Julian Sand getting plus 225 odds. I still think he's going to win the Heisman, and I'm definitely convinced it's going to take care of itself because, if he beats Michigan and he's going to go to the Big Ten championship game, he'll face Mendoza. Obviously, they're not going to be facing each other, but you know what I mean. If he wins that game and has better stats than Mendoza, he will win the Heisman.
Yep.
I can't imagine Julian
Comes down
Sand.
to that game.
No, yeah, they win because, Mendoza plays great, but Sand doesn't play well, but Ohio State still wins. Okay, you could make that argument. More likely than not, if Ohio State takes care of business as a team, Julian Sand's going to win the Heisman. And now, depending on what sportsbook you're looking at, Mendoza's either getting like even money or even like minus money. So Sand at 2-1, I like the value there. Another one I like, we're going to go MAC versus Horizon League basketball. That's what we do. Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Little high noon action. Kent State. I'm going to lay the 4.5 against Wright State. Wright State got smoked at home against Toledo in a game. Wright State was favored by like 6.5 or 7, and they got smoked by Toledo their last time out. Now they're going on the road to play Kent State. I'm surprised the spread's that low. Minus 4.5. And if I didn't want Ohio State to win in basketball, if I wasn't a big basketball fan for the Buckeyes, I would say this Notre Dame spread is interesting today.
8.5.
It's now it's up to 9.5.
Ooh.
Notre Dame is getting 9.5 today. I do think Ohio State's going to win the game, but I don't know if they're going to win the game by 10 or more. If I was going to bet on that game, I would
Ohio
take
State money line?
I would do Ohio State money line. But if I had no vested interest and I was looking to try and make money on that game, I would go Notre Dame plus 9.5.
I think I would do the total. I think I would go over the 157 because I feel like that's going to be a very high scoring game. I wouldn't be surprised if both teams are in the 80s.
Yeah, I'm just glad that we're an hour and a half away. I'm glad it's not one of these we have to sit around and wait for. We get a little Ohio State basketball, some NFL football. All right, the second hour of the show is in the books, but we still have another half hour left, and we're going to be joined by Noah Kirk next. This is On the Money.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan.
Does your vehicle need maintenance, but you don't have time? Krieger Ford's got you covered. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or we come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today only at KriegerFord.com.
Active military or veteran planning your next career move? Columbus State's engineering technology programs prepare you for a career in Columbus's fastest growing fields. Our veteran services team will help you maximize your benefits and connect to a supportive community. Apply at cscc.edu/engineering tech.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront costs before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here. After retiring from professional football, I never expected that me, Bobby, I'd have low testosterone. So I went to my friends over at Affinity, I got my labs done, and now I've been on a testosterone replacement plan with Affinity for 8+ years. Best of all, they've supplemented it with peptides and lots of other great products. Learn why me and thousands of men trust the experts at Affinity to feel their best. Get more energy, better workouts, feel like yourself again. And do not waste another day. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com today.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, is it true?
What's that?
Tire Discounters is offering up to $200 off sets of Goodyear tires?
Absolutely.
Plus free alignment and a full synthetic oil change?
You got it.
I'm not one to exaggerate, but that may be the best deal in the history of the world.
But free would be better.
Mike, don't toy with me.
Through the holidays, every day we're open, someone will get their money back on 4 tires.
But I...
Just breathe, Phantom. Breathe.
No purchase necessary. Ends 12/31/25. Visit website for details.
If you haven't felt the rush of the holiday season, trust me, it's coming. Eric Reeser here. Get your body ready for all the tailgating and all the turkey at Hydrate Me Med Spa. They've got 4 convenient locations in Central Ohio offering medical-grade IV and aesthetic treatments to help you look and feel your best during the hustle and bustle. I dropped into their Dublin location for an ozone therapy treatment. They infused my blood with medical-grade ozone that gave me a much-needed energy boost and properly prepared my immune system to tackle cold days and crowded stadiums. Look great, feel great today. Book your drip at hydratememedspa.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Nate Puderball with your sports update. While others struggled against 3-6 teams, Ohio State cruised to victory against UCLA last night, 48-10. Without Cardinal Tate and limited play from Jeremiah Smith, Julian Stanton went 23 of 31 for 184 yards and a touchdown. Big day for the running backs as Bo Jackson had 112 yards and a TD, and Isaiah West and James Fields added 3 more touchdowns. Lorenzo Styles ignited the shoe with a 100-yard kickoff for a touchdown. The versus Jordan Hall in 2010. Up next is Rutgers, now confirmed for a noon kick. Big day for Buckeye Hoops today. The men take on Notre Dame at the Shot at 12:30. Coverage begins on the Fan at 11:30. The women's team is on the road today. They take on number 1 UConn at noon. Catch them on the Fan 2, 1460 a.m. Coverage starts at 11:45. And in the NFL, the Bengals head out to Pittsburgh today at 1, and the Browns are in Baltimore at 4:25. Catch the action following Buckeye Hoops on the Fan. Ranking Sports is what happens on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Sports gambling, fantasy football, and tailgating before a massive day of pigskin. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Back to On the Money, 97.1 The Fan. A rare third hour, half hour, but we're going to be with you for the next half hour. And then we're going to kick it to the Ohio State men's basketball pregame show with Brandon Beam. Buckeyes hosting Notre Dame today. So if you're driving around, you didn't know that? Yeah, the Buckeyes are hosting Notre Dame today at 12:30 at the Shot, and you can still get tickets. I'm sure for face value, you could walk up to the ticket office. I imagine it's not sold out, but hopefully we can get the Shot loud today.
Do you want to give a shout out to the women's basketball team who was also playing coming up here at noon on the Fan 2 against number 1 UConn?
There you go. Shout out commenced. All right, so we got both basketball teams going today for the Buckeyes. So go Bucks. And right now, We are joined on the phone by our friend. He is the director of the sports book at Hollywood Casino Columbus. It is awesome out there, and he does a great job. He is Noah Kirk. Welcome to the show, Noah.
Hey, guys. Good morning. How are you guys?
We're doing great. Obviously, a lot of scandals in the betting world right now, as I'm sure you've heard. The latest I was reading this morning, at least 10 Lakers employees have been asked to hand over their cell phones and other properties as part of the Damon Jones situation. But I've heard people say things like, oh, prop bets need to go away. Hopefully it doesn't get to that point. But are prop bets in danger of going away?
No, I don't believe so. I've been kind of following close in Ohio, and I believe, the governor and the sports leagues have been doing some communication here, and I believe they've decided to keep them up, but they probably will see some lower limits on some of the more, like the pitches. Pitch by pitch in baseball, bets like that, you probably see some lower limits on those pretty soon.
And MLB's already done that with some of those, like the ones like the Clase and Ortiz got in trouble. I believe they lowered it to 200. You can't do anything more than 200 for those props. They're keeping them, but that should be the deterrent because people were trying to make like thousands of dollars off of that. So go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, and I'm curious too because you see now the NFL is pushing for some prop bans as well. I guess what are the specific props that you could see being affected? I know you mentioned baseball pitch by pitch. What about NFL? Because we're all so used to betting NFL props and doing these parlays on these big ones. What are some of the props that we could expect to see in the NFL that might be limited?
There's not much as far as the NFL goes. There's not a lot of like the pitch by pitch. That's a very one person specific bet. In the NFL, you don't see bets like that as much. So I don't see the NFL really being affected here, where it's more of each play the team is involved, where in baseball you got the pitcher. He can really affect the game by himself, whereas, in the NFL, not so much.
I've also heard people suggest, I hope this doesn't happen, that for player props, doing away with unders might be a good idea because it's a lot harder to manipulate it if you're betting the over. But if you're betting the under, it's pretty easy to manipulate it, as we've seen. Again, I don't think that's going to happen, but I do want to ask you being an expert, is there a chance that unders could go away?
Well, I don't think totally, but, you see it a lot going back to the NFL here. These one-way markets where you see alternate rushing yards maybe. You're not going to see the under on the alternate rushing yards on some operators. It's going to be 50-plus, 60-plus, 70-plus, stuff like that. So some operators already do offer nothing but the over, kind of. But some of the more popular ones, you're still going to see both ways. It kind of keeps the better more safe, if you want to say, where you can bet both sides. You don't feel like that the book is getting over on you, kind of.
Now, Noah Kirk from Hollywood Casino Columbus is joining us. Of course, Hollywood Casino Columbus, one of our favorite places in the entire world, and it is amazing to watch a game at. In fact, we throw a bunch of watch parties out there. We will be out there for the Ohio State-Rutgers game this Saturday. Can't wait to get out there for OSU-Michigan in 13 days. We're going to do a lot of fun things with that.
You and Justin are going to be throwing pies at each other, right?
Well, that Justin has not agreed to the bet.
He's not feeling confident in his Wolverines? What's going on
here? We
here?
were originally going to do a bet where if Ohio State won, I'd get to throw a pie in Justin, one of the sportsbook managers' face out at the casino.
He said no.
He has declined that bet.
He doesn't want his Charles Woodson jersey getting all messed up.
I wonder why. But we will be out there in 13 days for that one. And you guys have great giveaways planned, including a Ohio State autographed helmet by everybody from last year's national championship team. Noah, talk to me a little bit about what's going on with that.
Yeah, man, it's a beautiful helmet. We got it in the display case. It's all lit up and glistening in the light. Getting a lot of questions about it. But, yeah, you come out, you make a $50 rated wager. You're going to get an entry to drop in the drum, and we're going to pull it out of the hat. You don't have to be present to win. So that's a good thing if you're not going to be there. But, yeah, $50, use your player's card, making your wager. You're going to get an entry ticket at the counter, fill it out, and drop it in the drum. We're going to be drawing the name on the hat. And like you said, man, it's a beautiful helmet. You should stop by and check it out.
Oh, I want that thing.
I do too. We'll fight over it.
Yes, we would fight.
Yes.
Noah, I always like to ask you about huge bets that are going on at the casino. It's one of my favorite things. Like, hey, what are the big money spenders putting their money on? I'm curious if you've had any huge bets lately. And then I also want to know where we're at as far as national championship future bets. Obviously, Ohio State, the significant favorite to win it all, to go back-to-back. I'm curious what kind of action you're getting at Hollywood Casino on Ohio State to win it all.
Yeah, we're still seeing quite a bit roll in. It's kind of dropping down a little bit as the odds just keep, they're on a downhill slide week to week. Kind of a funny story. We had a new customer come in, kind of local guy, retired, has done well in life for himself. He come in and walked up, and he has never made a sports wager before. And he walked up with an envelope of money, and he says, "I want to bet on Ohio State to win the national championship." We're like, all right, man, how much you want to bet? $100, $500, what? He drops an envelope, $40,000 on the counter, and the guy's never made a wager before. And he gives us the spiel. He said, I consulted my financial advisor. That we looked into the tax implications. I've done well for myself. They're doing well, and I really, really just want to, I want to make this bet and enjoy the rest of the season. And sure enough, he dropped $40,000 on the Buckeyes. This has been about 3 weeks ago. They were close to plus 300 odds. So, he's feeling pretty good about himself right now.
There you go. Turn that into $120,000.
Oh,
Do I have my math right there? Yeah, that'd be good. So good luck to that.
How about that for a
very
first
rich
bet?
man? I like consulting his financial advisor. That's jumping in.
My first bet, $40,000 on my team to win it all.
Like him knows like 100, 500. He's like a little higher than that. Let's go 40 G's. And as we know, the branding at the casino is going to change from ESPN Bet to the Score Bet. We were hoping it'd be called the On the Money Sportsbook, but what are you going to do? But no, other than the branding, nothing really changes, right? Because Penn Entertainment's still the operator.
Yep, nothing changes. We'll have some new signs up. Anybody who wagers online, no need to download a new app. It's going to be the same app, same odds. All the back end things stay the same. It's just a facelift, if you want to say. But yeah, nothing changes.
So,
but if they want to call it the On the Money Sportsbook, we're completely okay with that.
I'll talk to him.
Okay, thanks.
Noah can make that happen.
Noah can make anything happen over there.
No, I wanted to talk a little bit about the sports industry, betting industry in the future, because we've seen so many scandals. It feels like we go every 2-3 weeks and there's a professional sports scandal going on. I'm curious how you see, because I've also been hearing a lot about predictive markets being a big thing and betting on things that aren't just sports, and predicting, even betting on the weather and things like that. Talk to me a little bit about what you see in the next 3 to 5 years in the sports gambling industry.
I do think we'll end up seeing more federal framework around sports wagering. Right now, it's state to state. That's just kind of how it's laid out. There's not much as far as federal guidelines. I do think we'll see the federal government step in if this continues to happen. Everyone's hope is this stops. Things go back and we just offer our product and everything's on the up and up. But if it continues, I do see the federal government stepping in, putting a little bit more rules and restrictions on the operators and what we can offer. But the sports leagues too. I think the penalties will get harsher if it continues to happen. But in reality, there's only so much we can do. The cat's out of the bag. We want everybody to be safe, have fun. That's what it's all about, is having fun. making the game a little bit more enjoyable for everybody. So you hate to see it, but if things go the way they keep going, I do think the federal government might step in.
And we just had a Curtis Samuel touchdown for the Commanders here, which was really cool to see. I am curious as far as betting goes. Are you seeing a lot of, because obviously the Buckeyes are, the former Buckeyes are just tearing it up in the NFL. Are you guys seeing an uptick in people coming in and betting different Buckeye or former Buckeye players to score a touchdown in these NFL games? Because I bring it up because we just had a former Buckeye score.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, Henderson, we see him every week. People probably cashed out a good bit of money in Ohio here on Travion here this last week. But, yeah, they are popular wagers. It's good to see these guys having such massive success so early in the league. And it's good for us. It's good for the excitement in the sports books. You love to see it.
He is the director of the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino. He is Noah Kirk. Noah, thank you for the time, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, great stuff out of Noah Kirk. Always great checking in with Noah. He was going to try and come into the studio, but he got called into work.
Yeah, busy. Well, busy NFL Sunday.
Definitely.
And obviously all this college basketball. We have men's and women's Ohio State hoops. I love it. Originally, I was thinking I was going to be able to make it down to the shot and be able to be in there. The schedule-wise, not working out. So what I'm going to do, I got the two TV screens going. One's going to be on the men's game. One's going to be on the women's game.
You had me think we're going to go to the casino today because you put in the show sheet going to the casino late. I think that was just a leftover from a couple weeks ago.
Usually that's right? Usually we are
casino
headed
today. And I was like, wait a minute, are we? I had to ask you, like, are we going to the casino today? You're like, nope. And I'm like, oh, okay. You had it in the show sheet, but
maybe we still can.
There's no reason we can't.
Yeah.
There's no reason. There's a lot of sports on. A lot of sports. They do a great job over there. And again, nothing's going to change, like Noah said. Penn Entertainment, they just used ESPN Bet as a branding thing, just like it used to be Barstool.
Yep.
Then it was ESPN, and now it's going to be The Score Bet. All right, up next, let's talk some more Ohio State men's basketball. This is On the Money.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic. Oh, yes. Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Here, care is where you need it. With over 350 primary care providers in Central Ohio, expert care is minutes away. See how we care for all of you at mountcarmelforyou.com. Here, heart care helps you heal faster. Advanced, minimally invasive procedures mean less time recovering and more living life. See how we care for all of you at mountcarmelforyou.com.
Hey Sports Cards fans, I'm Jeff with my buddy Adam, and we run Huggy Kissy Bear breaks on the Whatnot app. What's a card break? Simple. We open boxes of cards live, you pick your team, and we send you all the hits. With over 2,300 five-star reviews, we're all about you. New to card breaks? No sweat. We've got you covered with a sweet welcome package from us. Download the Whatnot app and follow us on Instagram and TikTok to view all of our past Sugar Bear hits. Huggy Kissy Bear breaks, where collectors win big.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on the team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
Get Eco.
Aaron, an HVAC system is exactly like a car.
Except for it doesn't have tires, brakes, turn signal, a steering wheel, or a speedometer.
Yeah, but other than that, they're exactly alike.
Get Eco.
Why do we change the oil on a car?
So it works better and lives longer.
Why do we do regular maintenance on an air conditioning system?
So it works better and lives longer. Okay, now I see your point.
We replace tires and brakes to keep everyone safe, and we inspect furnaces to keep everyone safe.
Get Eco.
ECO.
But you cannot get Eco-Fi Advantage for your car.
For just $28 a month, EcoFi Advantage covers all 3 systems.
Plumbing, electrical, and HVAC.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Go to geteco.com and scroll down the page to where it says Eco-Fi Advantage. And make sure you watch the video of Aaron and me.
I don't think you're in that video, Jerry.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Timmy Hall and AI Common Man again for Hollywood Casino Columbus.
We've got game day watch parties every Saturday, plus your chance to earn big bucks. Mikey Likey.
I like it. You can earn tier points by playing all throughout November, and on Black Friday, you can win up to $100,000.
And you good, clean boys and girls can drop off a non-perishable food item every Tuesday and win up to $5,000 in Penn slot play.
Become a new member of our rewards program on the Penn Play app and get a $20 dining credit. Doggies. Must be 21 and over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Looking to get your roof or siding replaced this fall? Call the company that delivers an excellent customer experience every time. Newman Roofing. Don't wait. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. When passion meets craft, you get High Bank Distillery Co. Home to award-winning spirits, exceptional dining, and an atmosphere that makes every visit unforgettable. Sip on their signature whiskey war. Explore our handcrafted cocktails made with house-distilled spirits. Hungry? High Bank's menu is packed with locally sourced flavors from brunch favorites to dinner classics. Whether you're gathering with friends or discovering your next favorite drink, High Bank is the place to be. Visit their Grandview, Gahanna, and Westerville locations to experience the best in craft dining and distilling. Learn more at highbankco.com.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
It's Black Friday all month long with low lease payments on every model starting at $99 a month for a 2026 Elantra. Plus get owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. At Great Lakes Hyundai, these savings are so good. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.95 down plus access fees, first month payment, and K miles per year ends 12/1.
Dormar, you're kind of cute.
Ugh, gross. Can I come over to your house one time and you not have your husband prancing around in its tighty-whities?
Well, I can't do laundry because our septic line is clogged.
Call Dormar. They do same-day plumbing repair.
Dormar, you're kind of cute. Join Rothman and Ice every Thursday at 2:30 for Gold Jacket Thursday.
Presented by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
A new Hall of Famer joins the show every week, but not OJ because he's dead and probably a murderer. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're looking at plenty of sunshine here for today, but temperatures only warming up into the upper 40s to right around 50 here this afternoon. It also will be fairly breezy with winds out of the northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Heading into tonight, clear skies and chilly conditions with lows into the upper 20s, but also looking at more sunshine here tomorrow. Back into the upper 40s here for your Monday afternoon. That's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. And now back to a show featuring two dudes who have been kicked out of their homes by angry wives. This pretty much sums up every show we have here on The Fan. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
And we're about 70 minutes away from tip-off from the shot. Ohio State taking on Notre Dame. Going to be a big one here in Columbus. Can't wait for that. And really, Dave, to me, you're going to learn a lot, right? We've seen 3 games. Both Ohio State and Notre Dame are 3-0, but they both played cupcakes, right? They've had easy wins, no problem. And now you're bringing in Notre Dame. Ohio State's a 9.5-point favorite. We talked about how important these games can be. These non-conference games can be a big factor for later in the season. Last year, Ohio State loses a non-conference game to Pitt. And come March, that was a devastating loss. So this is an opportunity to get a good win right out of the gates here. And for me, more importantly, I feel like we're going to learn a lot more about this basketball team today.
Yes. Yeah, and you keep using that Pitt example. It's such a good one because, and again, hopefully Ohio State's not on the bubble. But if they are, a game like this could, be the determining factor. If they're right there in the bubble, with a loss to Notre Dame, might not get in. With a win, maybe that would be the deciding factor. Again, I think I'll be surprised if this team doesn't make the tournament.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am as well. Like, just make the tournament and see where it goes from there, right? I mean, watching this team through those first 3 games, like, they have a ton of offensive weapons. And the front court this year, for people who have not had a chance to watch much Ohio State basketball yet, the front court is way different this year with Christoph Tilley, Brandon Knoll down there. Obviously, you have Royal coming back, so you feel a lot more confidence in the front court. And then you've got the leader, right? You've got Bruce Thornton, and he'll be tested today because Burton for Notre Dame is very good. He's experienced. He's a scorer. But this will be one of those, I think, high-scoring games, back and forth. And this is a big one. I mean, the fact that Ohio State's a 9.5-point favorite in this one kind of took us both by surprise. We thought it'd be kind of a little bit of a closer spread, but the total on the game indicates this is going to be a game that's going to be up and down the court, fast pace.
Yeah, we were talking with Jacob Reimer about this. We were both kind of like, okay, because it was 8.5 this morning, and it went up to 9.5 like during the show. So the money's coming in on Ohio State. Buckeyes favored by 9.5, and Jacob and I were both like 8.5 seemed kind of high. This is just a weird spread. So maybe just stay away from it. But yeah. I think Ohio State's going to win. I'll be somewhat surprised, but I'll be excited about the team. If they beat this Notre Dame team by 10 or more, which is what it's going to take to cover the spread, obviously, I'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
I expect this to be Ohio State wins this game by somewhere around 5 or 6. So that spread does seem a little high, but hopefully the Buckeyes can get the job done. Go ahead.
And we do have a spread for Ohio State Rutgers next Saturday. By the way, that time is going to be noon. It is a noon kickoff. That was kind of going back and forth whether that was going to be noon or 3:30, 4 o'clock. It is officially noon now, and it is Ohio State minus 32.5. I got to ask you, Dave, going into this one, we feel like the most important part of this Rutgers game is to come out of that game healthy, right? You got Ohio State, Michigan in 13 days. You got another game where it's a 30-plus point spread. You got to feel like, okay, you play the starters a half, and then you rest them. Give us kind of your thoughts, your updates on the injury front for Ohio State football.
Yeah, it's so tough because, a lot of these, I think, guys could play. Like they said Carnell could have played last week. And I don't know if he said yesterday Carnell could have played, but you would think if he could have played last week and didn't play, unless he re-injured something in practice, he probably could have played yesterday if it was a bigger game. So I think most of these are precautionary, but I mean, Jeremiah's definitely not 100%. I mean, he definitely was gimpy. I think Julian's fine, but that was a little bit of a gasp moment. Like, oh no. Had to go in the tent there for a moment. And yeah, I mean, it's a mild concern. Padilla was coming on. He was out. At least you got Daniels back. Tywin Malone was back. So I am moderately concerned about it. Especially with Michigan on the horizon. But Michigan's very banged up too. Justice Haynes, they're hoping he comes back. It's like, I don't know. That'd be a pretty quick turnaround. And now Jordan Marshall got hurt at the end of the game. Those are two really good running backs. I mean, Justice Haynes is fantastic, and Jordan Marshall, kid from Cincinnati Moulder, has been really good too. So, yeah, I put it at a 5. My concern level is 5 on a 1 to 10 scale. You said more like 6 or 7. Yeah, maybe I'd take it up to I'm more like a 6. So not sounding alarms by any means. Overall, this is still a healthy football team, but getting banged up at the wrong time.
Well, I'll admit I was a 2 until I saw the video of Jeremiah walking off the field. That kind of raised the level from 2 to 4 or 2 to 7. Now, the national championship odds have been updated after the movement from yesterday's games. Ohio State is plus 185 to win the national championship. Their closest competitor is Indiana at plus 450. You got Texas A&M plus 750. And then the big drop really yesterday was Alabama. Alabama falls to 14-1. And then Heisman Trophy odds. Fernando Mendoza, the favorite, minus 125. Julian Sayin, plus 225. And then the big drop, and this was a huge drop. Ty Simpson goes from 5-1 to win the Heisman Trophy, all the way now down to 100-1. So he exits the race.
He got Carson Beck.
Exactly.
That was like when Carson Beck went from like the favorite. I think he was the betting favorite, and then like by one game he threw 4 interceptions, and they lost to Louisville. And I think he like dropped to like, I don't know, like 500-1 or something like that. Like it was something crazy. He just completely like excused himself from the conversation. Yeah, I love the value there. I said it earlier. I like it at 2-1. I was looking at one of the sports books has it at 2-1 for Julian Sayin to win the Heisman, plus 225. I love the value there. I love it because I feel like it's almost like a 50-50 between him and Mendoza. And I give maybe Julian, maybe more like 55-45 Julian, because I think Ohio State is going to be the team that wins out, including a win over Indiana and Mendoza. And I think Julian will win the award. I like the value there.
You and I have debated who's the biggest threat to Ohio State to win it all. My case has been Georgia and Notre Dame. I'm kind of getting you on the side of Notre Dame, but you think the biggest threat for Ohio State's Georgia.
Georgia would be my pick, although Notre Dame is, you're right, they're looking really good. And like, Love was banged up when they played last year. You know, I mean, he's got to be, as Nate was saying earlier, he's got to be the best running back in the country, right? Who else is even in the discussion? Justice Haynes would have been, and I like Bo Jackson a lot, but yeah, man. I mean, it's 13 days away from the game. Yeah, we looking over Rutgers? Yeah, we are. We're not coaches and players. We're allowed to look ahead.
Well, that's the thing. Previously, it would be okay, Michigan really struggled to get by Northwestern. Ohio State's rolling. Okay, we don't need to worry as much about Michigan because they can barely get by Northwestern. I don't have that feel at all anymore. I will be worried in 13 days no matter what.
That is our show for today. Thank you very much for joining us. For Scotty Vegas and Nate Putterball, I am Dave Biddle. Up next is the Fan Warm-Up Show with Brandon Beam, who's going to get you ready for the big Ohio State men's basketball game against Notre Dame today. This has been On the Money.
Here, care is where you need it. With over 350 primary care providers in Central Ohio, expert care is minutes away. See how we care for all of you at mountcarmelforyou.com. Here, heart care helps you heal faster. Advanced, minimally invasive procedures mean less time recovering and more living life. See how we care for all of you at mountcarmelforyou.com.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
They're trained. They're prepared. Let's do it. They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey, Sports Cards fans, I'm Jeff with my buddy Adam, and we run Huggy Kissy Bear breaks on the Whatnot app. What's a card break? Simple. We open boxes of cards live, you pick your team, and we send you all the hits. With over 2,300 5-star reviews, we're all about you. New to card breaks? No sweat. We've got you covered with a sweet welcome package from us. Download the Whatnot app and follow us on Instagram and TikTok to view all of our past Sugar Bear hits. Huggy Kissy Bear